Well. It's Todd Ault. This is my partner in whatever we do here, Jason Bartholomew, poker player extraordinaire. Over there in the corner is Skyla. Why does it look like I'm ghosting?
What do you
like some sort of ghost on the
Oh,
screen.
I got a ghost.
That's weird.
Oh, yeah, you do.
What's up with that?
It's a hologram for the NFT plays.
Yeah. There you go. Over in the corner booth is Brett, our main director extraordinary, who's been with us every episode. This is the 114th episode of Risk On.
Yes.
Last time we broadcasted was July 16th.
Yeah.
And wow. If I could tell you the chain of events that took place after that, it was... You turn this on, Brett? Yep. We had a series of explosions. You know, yesterday I was trying to check out why people don't like this group. You know this band?
Nickelback?
Everyone hates them. I like their music, but I read a whole thing about why people don't like them, right? They don't like them because they're too commercial. And their stuff is like bubblegummy, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of after grunge. But I like their music, right?
I don't mind them.
You like Nickelback?
I don't mind them. They're okay.
You don't mind
okay.
them?
They're just meh.
God,
I'm not
no
gonna turn it off.
limit.
I think the funniest part of that paragraph was it's said to be seen as a blemish in one's personality if they like Nickelback.
Whoa. Yeah.
Blemish.
Hey, I want to talk to you guys. If you're watching the show today, which I don't even know if anyone ever wants to see us again after we abandon you for 24 days.
24-day ghost.
But I will tell you it was with good reason. So we took a private jet back to the ringing of the bell for ALZN, which went public on June 15th, which the event for the ringing of the bell was wonderful. And we tested everybody. Like you either had to be vaccinated, and if you weren't vaccinated, you had to be tested and wear a mask. And got on the jet, and everybody on the jet that wasn't vaccinated got COVID. Two people who were vaccinated got it anyways. They had mild cases. I can't tell you who those people were for disclosure purposes. But I can tell you Skyla got COVID.
Oh, shit.
And
Yeah,
I can tell you...
That's terrible.
I can tell you Brett got COVID. And Nick is not here today. His son, who works with us, he got COVID. One of my dearest and one of my closest friends, one of my most important friends in my life, long-time friendship, someone I care deeply about, ended up going into the hospital and was there for about 20 days or so, give or take.
Time.
Maybe it was less, Maybe it was 19 days or 18 days. Got blood clots, had to be on oxygen, 100%, 40 milliliters a minute. Laid there in bed, telling me, don't worry, I'm not going to die. So I went into a tailspin. Now, I was fine, but personally, I was in a little... Oh, my daughter got it, too. My youngest daughter got COVID, and she actually had one vaccination.
Yep.
And I thought for sure I had it, but I tested negative. I couldn't even stay awake for a week. I was like falling asleep even just walking. So did my other kids. Chase didn't get it, but my son Enzo, he didn't feel well. My wife didn't feel well.
It was a mess.
It was turned into a total calamity at the office. We had to quarantine everybody. Now, Jason and I have, and we're not going to get political today. Today is going to be a non-political show. But Jason and I have a little bit of a different opinion on it, which is not relevant. What relevancy to me is, and I'm not going to get political, you can do whatever you want. This is a free country. What I experienced was people that were vaccinated had more mild cases than the people that were not vaccinated. In Skyla's case, you went to the hospital 3 times, right?
2 times.
2 times.
So I actually gave it to someone who was vaccinated, and she had like the same exact symptoms I did. Like she felt really bad, and she was vaccinated. So like and then I was with other people who weren't vaccinated. Yeah, but I heard she only felt
bad for a few days. I heard she was only bad for a few days.
Yeah, but still, like it was bad, and then she got better, and then it got bad again. So I don't know. I think it's just different for
Yeah, but
everyone.
she went on a 6-mile run after she felt better.
Yeah. But then also,
Well,
like,
that's not
so
very good.
both Roland and I were not vaccinated, and we both got it. I was really bad, and Roland
Yeah.
was just, like, tired, and, like, I don't know, his symptoms were a lot less than mine, but we were both unvaccinated but had, like, different symptoms. So I think it just depends on the person.
Yeah, let
I
me
don't-
say this to you. The vaccinated
Yeah.
people had more mild cases. There's no
Yeah.
way you can debate this with me. I witnessed it full hand. And the people that are in my life, that there were 3 of them that ended up in the hospital, 2 of them for more than 2 weeks, and they
both
were unvaccinated.
unvaccinated,
So
yeah.
this is not a debate for me, okay? And I'm not. No one has to follow my instructions. You do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, as a friend to my audience. Look at Ben's telling me here. Ben is saying, my dad was on a ventilator for 8 weeks. He's back now. Luck of the draw.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling. That's why I'm all in naked. December changed me. Well,
When they vent you, you're usually
ventilators usually
yeah.
mean that you're not coming back.
Ben, good. That's great news,
Yeah,
man.
that's great news that he came back. Good, congratulations, Ben. But that was the story. That's why we had a mini outbreak here in the studio, in the company. It made us think about all kinds of different scenarios. And since it was in the middle of summer, I just said to everybody, go home. We're going to figure this out later. And then you can see Jason and I are further apart than normal. Not that much further apart.
Nah.
He's a walking cesspool of COVID. Just kidding.
I
Totally joking.
full disclosure, I did not get COVID.
Yet.
Okay,
You haven't got it yet. Or that you thought you might have got it before.
maybe.
Yeah. This is not, it's not meant to be political or meant to be who's right or wrong. That's not ever my intention.
No.
My intention is just to say to the audience who we care about a lot that we just didn't decide to go, AWOL and not do the show anymore.
Right.
We had a serious crisis here with serious people that were very important to the company in the hospital.
It's good to be king, said Jason. You didn't get COVID because you weren't invited to ring the bell. It could be. Very,
Ouch.
very likely, actually.
Ouch.
Did me a solid.
There you go. That's actually not true. He was invited. He wouldn't wear a mask. No, he wouldn't get a test or a vaccine.
Neither.
No. So he was invited to New York, and he wouldn't get a test or a treatment. So, or a vaccine. But it's okay.
Or FDA not approved therapeutic, however you want to call it.
What have you been doing the last?
Sorry.
What have you been doing the last 24 days?
Well, we've been still looking at positions
Yes.
to possibly accumulate.
Have
And
you noticed, by the way, that we're not together? We don't trade. It just doesn't go as
yeah.
well. Or could it just be that it was a shitty, or a poor July and August?
It was both.
It was, but we were a little disjointed.
You were. It was chaos everywhere.
Yeah.
It's tough to get Todd to get a hold of Todd. Period, because he's so busy. So
It was
even if I
chaotic.
had a good idea, it would be in his defense. He had so much going on that.
Yeah. Hey, Robbie, thanks a lot for welcoming us back. And Devon Wright, we appreciate that you're here too. And BRM Traders, we are in good spirits for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, we're back.
We are back for sure. And we're back with a vengeance today. We did a secondary over the weekend.
Yep.
BioV, which is run by a really smart CEO, a very talented former investment banker who was the executive chairman, Taryn Peisner. And we put in $5 million in that deal overnight on a Sunday print.
Right.
So we priced the deal last night. IPO out of the secondary, they priced it at $8. Stock closed at $9. The symbol is BIVI. I'm going to start giving you guys some new disclaimers. When I tell you about a position, I say to you, we bought BIVI at $8. I like it a lot, but I reserve the right to buy or sell at any time. So
Right.
I'm not suggesting you buy it. This show is for entertainment purposes. We did buy $5 million worth of this biotech that has treatments for Alzheimer's. There's a really up-and-coming liver disease
yeah.
treatment,
Yep.
which is very close, doing very well. So I'm very optimistic about this deal. Don't know why they priced it down. This thing was $45 just a couple months ago, and it was $14 on Friday, and they priced this thing at $8. It was a really when they said the pricing was $8, I said, okay, I'll do $5 million because I was only going to do like 2.5.
Brett, do you
And-
have the capabilities to? I'm sorry, Todd. Do you have the capabilities to pull that chart up real quick from my laptop?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I had it on my screen for you. Is it okay? Doesn't matter. That's good. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So this is today.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Let me pull up the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And you can see this thing was 40, $45, $43,
If
$40.
you look at the 1 month, look at that 1 month real quick. Do you have it?
Yeah, it's
look at
kind of
that.
falling
Look
off
at
a
that.
cliff here.
So-
now people knew they needed to finance by September because the guy who's the largest shareholder has already put a lot of money in. He wanted to get because the base of the company, the amount of money in the float was not that big.
Nope.
In fact, there was only like 22 million shares. Now there's only 25 million shares, or 24 and a half.
Yeah.
And only about 5 million shares are in the float. So small float.
We're going to talk about another company like that soon. But yeah, so we put
so we got
5
long
million.
this. This is a new idea we just put on. We also announced the 13D in BCTX.
Correct.
And apparently this morning when I tweeted, I had a little dyslexia, which by the way, I do have some dyslexia. It's true, actually.
Yeah.
It's not. Here's a true story about the way the world works here. The first book I read, all cover to cover, was James Stewart's book about Michael Milken. When I was a kid, I always had a hard time reading. I had to really teach myself how to read, being somewhat dyslexic and reading. And by the way, people think that dyslexia means you read backwards and shit like that. It's not true.
Right.
It's just hard. It's jumbled a little bit. You know,
Right.
you don't see it very clearly. But I'm a much better reader than I used to be. And by the way, I learned a technique. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, where they put the word in the middle. Have you ever seen the speed reading and the words in the middle?
No.
It's the most incredible thing. And I was able to increase my reading to hundreds of words a minute with this technique. And I'll share it with you guys. It's a pretty popular.
Christy showed me that.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, Christy showed me that.
It's amazing
really cool.
way of reading,
Yeah.
for sure. Not everything's in that format. I wish it was.
Right.
If articles were in, but you read from the center of the word. It's really an amazing,
I mean, I need to learn that. I might be good at that, actually.
you probably would be. You're good at a lot of things, speed reading, or you know stuff quickly. But it's going to be a little bit of a long show. We're going to catch up with where we were. I feel like we got to update people on where we are.
There's tons of stuff going on.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, you can pull up the portfolio. We can look at stuff. But the two main additions to the port were BIVI, BCTX. We're still getting bludgeoned in ticker symbol AG. First Majestic Silver reports earnings next Monday. They will have a gold mine now, literally, in Elko, Nevada. They do have a gold
They
mine.
literally have a gold mine.
So I'm looking forward to see what they have there mining gold, how many tons per day they're able to harvest through, sift through up
Let's
there.
go through some of the positions
Yeah,
real
let's
quick.
do it. Let's do it.
We have AEZS still in the portfolio.
You want to talk? You want to cover a little bit about each position? or
Yeah,
just
we
wanna-
will. Let's just go over them real quick, though.
Okay.
We have AEZS in the portfolio. We have ALZN. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that symbol, ALZN.
I might have.
For full disclosure, I'm the largest shareholder, indirectly and directly, and all that other nonsense. We have Canon, CAN, CLBS, FCX, which is, I always get this,
Freeport
McMoran. We own some Iconics, IKNX, which is going to merge and become TerraWolf.
Yep.
KIQ, which is a total dog, and you just keep looking at it. NAK, NAC, another dog. Naked Brands,
Easy.
NAKD. I see a lot of people tweeting about this, and they all talk about like something's up, and something must be up. I think what we need to do is I've been seeing Armada tweeting about this. I'd like to get Armada back on the program tomorrow, see if he's available. He and his partner.
Yeah.
So we could talk about what he's seeing with Naked. We actually still have it. Not the original position,
Right.
that whole trade thing we had to do a gazillion years ago.
Right.
But we do have Naked long in the portfolio. Actually, quite a lot, actually.
We do.
Relative to
Sure.
size. NVOS, a dog. OEG, a dog, but doing better. Great contracts. We are long OLB, which is a what is a OLB?
That's a crypto.
Outside linebacker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crypto play.
Crypto play.
We'll talk about it.
We're long VJet. That was a secondary. We did something in VJet for sure. VJET. None of those I'm recommending. Not that I ever recommend anything, but and I'm definitely not allowed to recommend ALZN, my favorite position in the whole world.
King says we need to invite Jordan of Rio and Dip Traders to discuss Naked also.
Rio and Dip Traders.
Maybe Josh can make a note of that.
Yeah, let's make a note of that. Make sure that happens.
I did open the Voss, Ben. It tastes like hose water.
What are you talking about?
This Voss.
This does not
I think
taste like
Arrowhead
hose.
tastes
I
bad.
don't like
It doesn't
this.
taste like hose
Yes,
water.
it does. Taste it.
That's what Arrowhead tastes like to me. It tastes like dirt. Or like, Arrowhead does not taste good to me.
Oh, Rip and
Drink it.
Dip Traders. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I didn't think
Just
that made
tastes
sense.
like hose water.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It tastes
I like Fiji, so.
Yeah.
There's
Fiji.
a Fiji shortage.
All right, I'm going back to the
I'm a
Diana
Fiji
said she
guy.
couldn't
Arrowhead.
find any Fiji.
Rip
it's
and
Fiji.
Dip. Rip and
Yeah,
Dip.
that's why she bought Voss. 'cause
Josh,
there's
let's try
no
to get
Fiji.
Rip and Dip on the
Really?
program.
Yeah.
So let you
But I
want
want to talk to Armada. I think JB Ballin and I became friends on like Instagram or something. Unless there's a bunch of JB Ballins out there.
No, that's him.
He's popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
So I got him like Instagram. I think he showed up on my Facebook.
Yeah.
He's on my Snapchat.
You gotta get Telegram.
He's on my Pinterest. He's on my, he's everywhere, man.
Discord.
This guy, JB Ballin, is balling everywhere.
He's balling out on every level.
Yeah, for sure. Mark Martin. Todd, do you want just a cell phone? Hey, I wouldn't mind his cell phone, but to be honest with you, I actually think I have his cell phone.
Yeah.
But I'm not even gonna joke about this. He claims I'm gonna be the first interview, but they're gonna make I don't know. They're doing something in New York. I don't know what they're doing. I have no clue. I have no information. That's me. I got shot in the head, and I don't know what's happening here. So I look like egg. I got egg all over my face, thinking he was coming on the show. I'm told he's still going to come on the show, but I know you guys are all out there laughing at me. You're laughing at me. You're laughing at me. I don't. Todd. Yeah, I got it. You're laughing at me.
He doesn't tweet
Well, I
much.
kind of went on a rant there, didn't I?
JDR.
Was that a little rant?
Yeah, but JDR.
But internally, did it feel like I ranted just a second?
a little bit of emotion released.
Was there a little emotion released?
Yeah.
I do want to talk about DPW.
What?
Now, that's the symbol for Ault Global Holdings traded on the NYSE American. Oh, my God, dude. Do I get tweeted and, like, DM'd about this like crazy?
DPW.
Yeah.
I'm kind of familiar with
Yeah,
it.
so that's a company traded on the New York American that I took over in late in 2016. Really didn't take it over until, like, actually 18, but I was involved because I bought a big block. That's our holding company now. We continue to build that. We got earnings out next Monday.
Correct.
So it'll be clear with everyone. Earnings after the close next Monday. We already pre-announced them, folks. That's why I'm able to buy because I couldn't buy if I hadn't pre-announced. And I've been buying every day. You know that, right? All Global Holdings. So All Global Holdings, DPW, has its largest investor, single shareholder, besides some other mutual funds and stuff like that, buying, and that's Ault and Company, the private company that I control also with my partners. We've been buying a DPW. This is public knowledge. These are public filings. I'm not suggesting you should buy it.
Nope.
It's not an endorsement to buy the stock, but I am a believer. Obviously, or I wouldn't be buying.
When you say I'm buying every day, like literally
Every day.
when you forget to buy or you don't buy, it's a big deal now.
Yeah, well, I can't buy forever. Maybe in a year or two or whenever. I don't know when I can stop buying, but
Yeah. Wait, how many shares have you sold?
I've never sold a single share.
You guys hear that?
And I got reversed on. I got like crushed. They did 2 reverses because of Bitcoin, the stock collapsed, and it was terrible. But anyways,
Yeah.
So no, I've never sold a single share.
Right.
No.
Yep.
I never sold a single share of ALZN either. What I did was accidentally press the sell button instead of the buy. But if you pay close attention, because I have to report every buy and sell, you'll see a buy right after that. A second later, buying it back. A minute later, when I realized what an idiot I was for, as you call it, fat fingered it.
Yep.
But is it an implication that my fingers are fat
Yeah.
because I'm overweight?
Well, no, you like to make buys. You
Okay,
know, that's
okay.
all. Sometimes
Well, I
I tell them
wondered
to
if-
buy 10K shares.
By the way, I am down actually some weight a little bit. You can't probably tell on the screen. Can you tell yet? But I'm actually down a little weight because I've been doing this crazy thing, right? I don't eat really between I eat at 2 o'clock
2, yeah.
to 8, and I fast for 16 hours. Now today I had some nuts around 1 o'clock because my schedule got all messed up because Jason made me go to a Mexican place last night.
Yep.
Skyla, what did you think of that Mexican place?
I love that. I mean, we've been there multiple times.
Yeah.
Everything that I've ever ordered there is
Lindo
really good.
Michoacan.
They need to
Yeah.
work on their AC a
The
little
view
bit.
is
Kind
amazing.
of like
The
my
view's
car.
crazy.
The view is ridiculous.
I mean, honestly, that view,
Yeah.
the Lindo Michoacan view, Lindo Michoacan, Michoacan, Michoacan.
Michoacan.
in Henderson. It has this view.
View is
Of
amazing.
all of Vegas.
It's on Carnegie.
If you built a
Street.
house there, that's
Yeah.
like a multi-million-dollar view. It's
For
crazy.
sure.
And there's a Mexican place on it with a great view and a great bar, but it's so loud, man. I
Yeah.
feel like an old person, but even my youngest daughter's like, it's so loud in here.
Yeah.
I made bank on DPW in 236. Yeah, earnings by some here. Todd ALZN is killing me.
Oh.
Well, I'm sorry to hear ALZN's killing you. However, I would be patient there. Lots of reasons to be patient. There.
Not recommending it,
Well,
but you know.
of course not. But it's down right now. That's Syra.
Her bark is so much cuter, though.
We're presently investigating. I'm not allowed to talk about Syra.
No.
Syra is the company dog.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad to be back here. So intermittent fasting, that's correct.
Oh yeah.
It's intermittent fasting. Andrea B. Have you guys seen Jason's wife? Am I allowed to talk about your wife with endearment? My wife
Yeah,
likes her too.
No, that's fine.
Andrea is cute as a button. I saw her last night. She's got to be all of what? 5'1", 5'4",
She's 5'3",
5'3" and a quarter.
about $1.10,
Is she a $1.10?
$1.09.
Yeah,
somewhere
she's
in there.
probably more like $1.05.
No, she's $1.10.
Really?
Yeah.
She's little.
Yeah.
It's a former figure skater, I understand.
No, she was a sprinter.
I know, I'm kidding around.
Oh yeah. She was a sprinter.
I'm not joking around. I seen a picture of Andrea as a sprinter,
Seriously.
and I'm not joking. There, where she grew up, it was all African American and then one white girl, and she was on the team, and it was, and she sent me a picture of it. This was really good, but because she's white.
Actually,
Like-
she was light skinned.
Oh, was she light skinned back
That's what
then?
they called her.
So they called her a light skin.
Yeah. Or white lightning.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
Yeah, she was good.
yeah, for sure. But we're huge fans of. We're huge fans of Andrea. Of course, you married her.
Yes.
She just put up with us, though. She puts up with you.
She puts up with me. Yeah, but Christy puts up with you. So
Yeah, that's
that put up
actually
was
right.
more than my put up.
Yeah, I get a lot of questions about ALZN, and we're going to take our time today. Look at that full studio view today. I'm excited about this. Jason, do you want to cover anything before I get into ALZN?
What? Yeah, there's a lot to cover. Go ahead, get into
Okay,
ALZN.
so let me cover ALZN for a second.
We're gonna be here a while, so-
We are going to be here a while. So let me be clear on something. I am the chairman emeritus. When it went public, I chose to bring in my partner as the chairman who has venture capital and biotech background. Will Horn became the chairman. Stefan Jackman, who I'm a huge fan of, we recruited, and I believe could be the first African American to head up a biotech that went public in America. I'm researching that fact. We believe he is the first African American to ever bring a biotech public, and I'm proud of that. I'm very proud. That's something.
What
else-
is he, like nuclear scientist or something?
He's a nuclear engineer.
Yeah, engineer.
for sure. One, I just want to cover some bases with you. So, as the largest shareholder of the company and controlling a few entities that own stock, a few things because I hear a lot of information that's incorrect. One is the independent directors of DPW All Global had to approve the IPO and purchase of stock. And they got a private valuation, which I can't talk about, from a major institution, and we bought about 80% of that value that they estimated it was worth. So everyone's very comfortable at DPW owning ALZN. But what's important to understand is we laid out in the prospectus exactly what the plans are. And one thing that I like is what's called a margin of safety. Now, you're probably saying, how could there possibly be a margin of safety in biotech? There couldn't be. But the one thing that I am excited about is that the lithium market already exists. Now, we've talked about this before. This is not new information. If you guys have researched it or seen any of my other podcasts, AL001 could be a lithium replacement if it's safer than lithium carbonate, which we believe it is, and other people do too. And in the next 90 days or so, as you saw, we got FDA approval to go into human beings. We'll test out that thesis as to whether it's safer or equivalent to lithium carbonate. And that, to me, the compounds in AL001 are already approved and have been in humans. Co-crystallization, lithium salicylate, proline, those have already been in human beings. They've never been combined together as a composition of matter, which is why the FDA is requiring a 90-day test. So I have my logic as to why I'm a big believer. Now, all the upside from just that one indication of being safer than lithium carbonate, which is what we believe it will be, let's hope it is, right? That alone is about 3 million patients that are presently paying $200 to $300 a year plus blood tests to check for monitoring of bioavailability in the blood and making sure it's not toxic, renal issues, etc. And we propose to eliminate the need to test them, and not only eliminate the need to test them, but with blood tests, but to provide more bioavailability and it to be safer than lithium carbonate. That alone is a big market for us. Think about this. There's 3 million potential patients there.
Yeah. Even
Even at $1,000 a patient, that's $3 billion, right? Even at $500 a patient, that's $1.5 billion a year. And I think our proposal is it'd probably be more like $2,000 a patient. But hey, I don't work at the company anymore. I'm just the largest shareholder. And I wanted you guys to understand my thesis for my comfortability. Now, when you look at AL001 into other things like slowing down the formation of tau phosphorylation or improving cognitive function, slowing the progression of Alzheimer's, and the other indications for the psychological drug there, the drug that would help with PTSD and bipolar, and what lithium does. Lithium also is involved in life extension. People who take lithium tend to live longer in certain parts, like in Kentucky and other places where the lithium's in the water. So there's a lot of opportunity with the first drug. Now, when we go to the vaccine, oh my God, we go to another level. Now, that's very risky. You never know what's going to happen there. But of course, this doctor looked at the Elan study and he did something different by taking out an adjunct and trying to prevent water and inflammation on the brain, basically effectively dying from too much water on the brain and a reaction. So he went with a mutant peptide process. So I'm super bullish on ALZN. I am. And so all of you texting me that it went to $4, listen, this is my criteria. I put this out on Twitter. If you were with me the last 5 or 6 years and you got stock at a low rate, and 5 or 6 years later, there's an opportunity for a liquidity event, and your shares are restricted and they come off restriction, and you sell a little bit here and there, and there's 300 or 400 of you, that's going to put pressure on the stock.
Yeah, for sure.
I've not sold a single share. Yes, I fat fingered a couple that I bought right away back, but I've not sold any stock. And my commentary is it doesn't matter to me right now at all where the stock is. I only care about the data. The data. Remember, my father currently is in a nursing home for Alzheimer's. My mother-in-law died from it. My grandparents died from it. I want my wife to live if she gets it. This is an important process to me. It's not a trade. So all of those who are worried that it's down or up, it doesn't matter to me. Now, if it were $30 or $40, it would matter to me.
Sure.
I mean, for one little blip in the universe, when it went public the first day, I was worth more than $1 billion. And I acted like a billionaire for like all of what, Skyla, was it like 2 minutes or something?
Not even really.
Was I a billionaire for did I act like a billionaire?
I mean, you were excited, but you didn't like change.
Not a single share. Wasn't going to sell any.
Yeah.
Someday I will, though. Someday, I assure you, if and when, hopefully, ALZN delivers on 2 of the drugs or indication for safer than lithium or any of the things we're working on with Alzheimer's, PTSD, bipolar. Keep in mind, lithium's an anti-inflammatory for MS. And don't listen to me. All those people out there who want to point out what's happened to me over the last 32 years of my career, stuff happens good, stuff happens bad. Don't pay attention to me. Look at the scientists. Look at the doctors. Look at the neurologists on the board. Look at the people on the board of directors of this company. Look at the team that was put together. Go watch the videos from Ault Life Science about Dr. Wozniacki, him talking about lithium, etc. And those of you who are my friends who invested in the last 5 years, who are in it at much lower rates, boo-hoo if you're selling it for 4. Boo-hoo, you're selling it for 5. Not my problem. Not my problem, man.
Nope. I
don't care. I'm not a seller. You don't need to inform me where it is. People call me all day long. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. ALZN for me, what's happening? They already said they're going to go into patients in human beings in September. They already said they filed the pre-IND for the vaccine. If anyone knows what pre-IND means, that means IND would follow after that. That means patients after that. I am incredibly comfortable with where I am with ALZN.
For sure.
So I got that out of the way. I know we haven't been on air in 24 days, and I'm sorry about that. But if you want to know more and you want to get the prospectus, go to texting us 949-799-1831. Put in ALZN 949-799-1831. We'll also put in the text the video about lithium with Dr. Wozniacki, which is important for you to watch and read. If you're a shareholder, listen, I don't care if you own any stock. If you have people you know with Alzheimer's or dementia and they have issues, you need to tell them about this, because when those studies become available and there's an unmet need, obviously there's an opportunity to ask for compassionate use. There has not been a treatment for Alzheimer's in 100 years. There's been bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. Little nonsense things that they claim does a little bit, but nothing really substantial to slow the progression. And we're trying to get shots on goal for that. By the way, BioV has a product for Alzheimer's. And look, I invested in that. We bought, as you know, $5 million at $8. I'm committed to the idea.
Yep.
And I want someone to cure it. And by the way, there's multiple forms of dementia. So not one company is going to come out and say they have the cure for everything or the treatment for everything. And I'm not saying ALZN has that. I'm saying don't even pay attention to us for investment purposes. Just make sure that you make people aware of this and contact the company and see if there's something we can do to help them down the road.
I get questions about the funding for ALZN. Could you talk about, like, as far as what's going on?
Okay, so I can't comment for the company, but what I can comment for is for Ault Global. When we decided to make an investment, we put milestones in place. They just got another $2 million from us. They got $14 million on the IPO. They already had a $10 million commitment for us. So that company is funded through the first phase of the vaccine and the treatment.
Right.
AL01 and AL02. And it's my understanding AL002 or AL001 is funded through phase 2 also. But I would refer to the prospectus on funding. And there's a bunch of milestones where they get more money from us that we negotiated at a discounted price if they meet those milestones. So the company, the last time I talked to the CEO before the IPO, he told me we're in great shape for cash, Todd. There will be no offering down here.
Right.
There's no raising of money at this level. Now, if the stock went to $50, would I encourage them to, sell 1 million shares at $50 and bring in some money? Not my decision.
Nope.
But I hope they're smart enough to do that if it runs to 30, 40, $50.
Yeah, for sure.
But not down here. They don't need money. And these are just my opinions now that I'm not a part of the company. I am a consultant for the company, but I'm not involved in the day-to-day management.
Yeah.
There was one day where I found out a press release was coming out. I stopped buying. As soon as I found out, I'm like, oh, but stop buying.
Yep.
But I'm very cautious about that. And I'm just nibbling, buying some down here. As Daniel Crawford says, holding 46,000 DPW and 200 calls.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez.
And 2,000 ALZN.
Okay.
Ready to sleep. Oh, what's that? Ready to? Oh, moon.
Ready to
Is
moon.
that ready to moon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Going to the moon.
Yeah, Drunk Duran says do your due diligence before buying, for sure.
Drunk Tehran has suggested a 24-hour live stream to bring back Risk On. I don't know if I'm game for that today.
A 24-hour live stream? How would you do that?
If you want to help out, I mean, yeah, we could give it a go.
Hey, Josh Klein asked, how did the Tim Hortons EV thing go? I'll tell you how it went. I can tell you chip shortages and all kinds of issues there.
Yeah.
We may have had the greatest timing ever when it comes to EV delivery.
Yep.
I will tell you, we'll update you on the call. I think there's some promising stuff there. They're very committed to EV. They're very committed to EV chargers. I don't think that people understood what was going to happen with production with COVID. The ability to ship stuff from China, the ability to have containers and what they cost.
Yep.
They're now like 10,000 or something a container.
Shipping's gone up like 229%.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. So,
but I think the Tim Horton things and other things, for sure, are still in the works. And I'll get an update for everyone there. I have not spoken to Amos about it, probably in about 2 months or so. I mean, I think people don't understand. We are a decentralized business in the sense that we provide, from the holding company level, support for our subsidiaries. The subsidiaries have their own teams and their own CEOs. So we very much want to model this down the road as a more not completely Berkshire Hathaway in the sense that people are completely autonomous, because when they have to come to daddy for money, we call the parent company daddy.
Right.
When they have to come to daddy for money, they're not self-funded. We pay a lot more attention to them than if there's someone like Gresham Worldwide, the defense business, which has a lot of long-term tel contracts.
Yep.
Don't need as much capital as the EV business does.
Yeah.
But we allocate capital to subsidiaries across the universe, and we have various managers that deal with them. And I kind of hate it when it sounds like this, but I was going to say, before they get to me. That sounds rude. I feel like I'm not an elitist, but I am the executive chairman of the company. I do allocate the capital, and there are layers between me and the other companies. So people text me as if somehow I'm like telling Amos, hey, go do this. No. Amos was here before me. He was the CEO before I was a CEO. He'd been here for like 11, 12 years. And J.R. Reed, he was been in the EV business before, and defense, and CEOs of other public companies. When we hire CEOs, they run the companies. I got the data center. I've only been there twice. Is that right? No, once. I've been to the data center one time. Darren McGough and his team run the data center.
They do.
You get my point here, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not, like, people think this isn't like me sitting here going, oh, I'll make every decision. We actually are a true holding company. My main activities are capital allocation, running the board of directors, which means making sure we have board meetings, etc., helping my business partner, Will Horn, make decisions when he has operational issues. I go to him for questions on investing and allocation. We're a team. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I run the investment side, the lending side, the trading side. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of public relations stuff. And my friend Jason helps me run the portfolio, along with Patrick and Chase and other people that work here. Chris now is here. We have an M&A team. So we're going to talk a lot more about DPW next week. But I'm pretty excited. Things are calming down a little bit. I got to be honest with you. People probably think I'm rambling right now. And I know Brett's back there like, hey, dude, you don't have a lot more time left. I'm like, no, I do. I'm just happy to be back.
For sure.
I was fearful that someone was going to die. Yeah. Now, people are going to die eventually, but I want them to die of old age, not of being on a trip for COVID.
Right.
You know, and so... good question from Josh Klein on Tim Hortons. I will definitely get back to you for sure. And what were the signs you noticed of your father? Wow, my father has deteriorated so bad. Wow, I just saw him for his birthday, August 4th. And I actually thought about putting up the pictures of him on his birthday. And I thought, honestly, I was exploiting him a little bit. Like, I looked at him and thought, I'm not going to put these up. I might put him up and say happy birthday to him, but he didn't know who I was. He didn't know who his granddaughters were and grandsons. And my mom wants to believe he knows that we're there, but if he does, he doesn't want us around.
Yeah.
It's really debilitating. Let's go real quickly to some things you want to cover, because that was I think I ranted a little bit about DPW. I ranted a little bit about ALZN. I ranted a little bit about checking out the vaccine and the treatment and what's happening with Dr. Wesniewski. 949-799-1831. You can text us, ALZN. We'll make sure we get you the information.
Cosmic J, you haven't got your shirt. Okay, let's see what we can do about that.
What, he hasn't got a shirt? By now, everyone should have gotten their shirts, no?
I'm sad, he says.
Oh, we'll get you that. Don't worry about that.
All right, Cosmic J. We'll work on that for sure. Chinese education stocks looking awful. Yeah, the Chinese market looked terrible for a while. EEIQ. Yeah, we do have a position there.
What's EEIQ?
It's one of those low floaters, the lotto tickets that we bought.
We have EEIQ?
We should have it in the other account.
EEIQ?
Yeah.
EEIQ. What is that?
Education. Chinese online education.
Oh, God.
One of those crazy runners.
All those Chinese stocks got crushed.
Yeah.
Right?
This one...
They're like self-mutilation.
Yeah, this one kind of hung in there for a little bit.
They're like cutters of their own themselves, right? Hey, Skyla, let's break it up a little bit. Let's have that joke right now.
Oh, you want the joke? Okay.
But you got to get delivery. So
I'm
you got to think
try
about
my
the
best.
delivery. Okay?
I thought this one was really clever.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. What do the movies Titanic and The Sixth Sense have in common?
What do the movies Titanic and The Sixth Sense have in common?
I see dead people.
Hey! That's funny.
Nice.
Thank you.
What are we looking at? Borks? Do I have any interest in Borks? Oh my God.
Okay.
I like that. That was funny.
Wow.
We sold our position in Borks.
Borks, we are not in there.
We participated in a convertible there. We made money. It was a very profitable trade.
Visco, I'll write it down.
Visco.
King. King, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, we publicly finance other public companies. That's really kind of what I grew up doing. Really, I ran a hedge fund for many years and stuff like that.
What?
And
JB Ballin didn't get a shirt?
Yeah,
What the
apparently a lot of people
hell's
didn't get a
going
shirt.
on
I
here?
would text that number and we'll look at it
Hey,
and get you all
Randy,
your
what's the
shirts
deal here? I
because-
know you're watching. We're going to call you in a
Yeah.
minute. We're going to hold you accountable. Why these people, Randy, you're in big trouble, buddy. No, I'm just kidding. If you can't get
Victoria's
mad at Randy,
Secret.
he'll kick some butt.
Oh.
He kind of scares
We'll
me.
get you your shirts.
What's going
for
on with
sure.
somebody said, hey, what's going on with HUSA in their unused land, Taekwon Donut?
We are the largest single shareholder of HUSA. See, this is, what's going to happen, right? We're going to do something with one of these positions, whether it's HUSA or Friedman,
Friedman.
FRD, which we're the largest shareholder of. We're going to do something with them.
Yeah.
And then people are going to go, oh, yeah, we made it clear. We put them out on 13Ds. We're not here for no reason,
No,
right?
of course.
I think it's different now that we have, what did we say last quarter? 160 million in investments, cash, and securities. I wonder if that's going to be higher or lower. Yeah,
Well,
we'll see.
stay tuned. Monday,
That'll be fun.
for sure.
For sure.
Uh,
HUSA. We're not done with you, HUSA.
HUSA, they may have a problem.
You never. HUSA?
A couple of tickers that we want to talk about. OEG. I would be remiss if I didn't cover OEG. Large contract today, 132 megawatt contract. It'll end up powering 20,000 homes in the southeast region of the country. A little birdie told me that there might be an infrastructure bill that passes here soon. So stay tuned for that. That could.
You get interested in some of these names that are traded like crap eventually, and then you just, pray they come back someday?
They did an offering.
They did?
Yeah. At 365.
These guys keep getting big contracts.
Huge.
That was a little dig on you. I was kidding around.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm buried in it. I'm not gonna lie. That one I'm buried in. AG I'm buried in. Love. You know what's funny? Those are my two of my favorite
You know
positions.
what we need as an analyst? I think we'd even hire him
Who?
remotely if he could bring ideas to us. Do you think Robbie could bring us real-time ideas?
Ravi METC. That was like forever ago. I don't think we executed on that.
One thing for sure I'm very pleased with is I'm really, really pleased with Bitcoin.
For sure.
I really think as our data center comes online, that's really good for us. I'm really pleased. Really pleased with Bitcoin. Because you remember, this is just going to further strengthen the bull case that it went back to 30,000. They kind of bashed it. The Chinese want to kill it. And the more you want to kill something that's decentralized, the more the people say, if you're going to try to take it away from me, I'm going to fight back with you. And now you had the number of people mining go down, right? What do you call that? The difficulty.
Well, the
Because
hash
people were
rate's down.
smashing miners,
Yeah,
right?
difficulty's down, hash rate's down.
Right, hash rate's down. They were smashing miners.
Yeah.
And now you got a higher price. So I'm pretty stoked
Wow,
about
AMC
that.
should be in your face right now
Why?
because it was they crushed earnings. 71 cents a share loss compared to $5.38 a year ago. Is it in your face?
Is it in my face?
Let me see. 35.88. Okay, it's up
Oh
6%.
my God. AMC.
Jeez,
What am I going to do?
you're gonna short more probably.
What am I going to do, AMC?
Don't get mad.
Everyone, I can't say anything about AMC because people get mad at me about it.
We don't usually
Let's just-
short tickers.
We don't usually short tickers, but I'm a perma short there.
AMC's primarily owned by Chinese investors,
I can't.
right?
I mean, literally, if I say anything, people will attack me. But I'll cover that.
Did
at
we
a
talk
penny.
about Naked already? Yeah, Carlos, we talked a little bit
I'll
about
cover
Naked.
that at a
We're
penny.
long on Naked.
I'll cover that at a penny. AMC.
We've never, to my knowledge, we've never shorted Naked. No,
Naked?
no.
No, we're not short naked.
no, I don't- no.
We're long naked.
Yes.
No. We had a trade in naked, a gigantic trade. That was for a different reason, but we're long naked for sure.
Yeah.
I just looked at it a minute ago.
Let's
Oh,
see
they
what else
beat
we got.
estimates, right?
Yeah.
I
I mean, the bar was set so. Wow, what's EEIQ? Do we own that still?
EEIQ.
Yeah, that's the Chinese Elite Education Group. We
Well,
still
was it
own
up a lot?
Yeah, it's up.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we own that one.
Taekwon donut.
Taekwon. The crypto tickers Canon. We're long Canon.
We're long Cannon for sure.
SOS, BT, FT, they've all had good runs. Riot, Mara. I mean, you could basically throw a dart at any of these crypto tickers
Sure.
and make some money for sure. What I look for going into the next week, there's a lot of big earnings.
I think our selling ammo was okay.
Yeah, what's
Back down to
Powell at?
730.
730?
730.
Okay, that's not terrible.
But that was down a full $1.
You know what's up
today,
right now a lot?
$1.
FSR. I don't want to say it.
What's FSR?
I'll let you say it.
What's FSR?
Take a look at it.
FSR?
FSR. It's an EV play. It's up a lot.
FSR?
Yeah. Say it.
Oh, Fisker. Oh, it is a lot. Up $1.66. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. It looks like they got some. Well, of course, the infrastructure bill, but it looks like they got some new coverage and some new upgrades here. Analysts. Actually, RBC Capital, $26 a share target.
We got a lot of EV investments ourselves right now.
We sure do.
We sure do. We put money into a deal that's merging with Net Element.
Yes.
Mullen
Yep.
EV.
And then the other one you don't want to talk about.
No, some of those things we don't have enough yet. That's why I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah, you got a little runner going on, 10% on this Fisker.
Yeah.
We had this Fisker before.
We traded it for a good amount.
Yeah.
we did
Let me
well
look
with
at
it.
that.
Yep. As long as it's not NKLA, Nikola. I don't really like that ticker. For most people know that's obvious reasons why I don't like it. You know, we had a long position in Coinbase at 225 while we were on vacation,
That's rallied for us.
and it's at 280.
right.
I really liked that play. We got 1,000 shares of that. That was a nice swing trade. I'm trying to think what else we've missed out along this last 24-day hiatus. Oh, we know what we didn't talk about?
No.
Okay, Robinhood.
How bad I got crushed in the other day.
The Hood, up to no good. You bought Hood. HOOD.
So for my PA, my personal account, I bought shares of Robinhood at the IPO, and the first day it went to 34. That didn't feel so good. And then it went to 85.
Yeah.
And Robinhood sent me a message that says if I sell it, I'll be flipping. In
How-
the meantime, they said you'll be suspended for 30 days, and
But oh yeah, Vlad can sell heaps.
but
big-
other people can sell. Insiders can sell it on. I didn't move the earnings call to the 16th.
No.
It was never set. It's just because someone puts it out there on one of those services that says this is when they estimate it is. You can only rely on the company to let you know when there's going to be an earnings call.
Yeah, those are algos. They just aggregate some of the prior dates
And they
for earnings,
guess,
and then they
that's
guess,
all.
like Earnings Whisper, if you guys are using that.
Right. So we didn't move the call for any reason. There's no conspiracy here. Everyone jumps to conspiracies right away. Literally. Like right away.
I mean, Monday after hours, generally speaking, from a market sentiment standpoint, this is generally is much more bullish than somebody reporting earnings on a Friday afternoon. I mean, you guys all know that.
Yep. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we should
What do you
bring.
think about Robinhood? What do you think about updating? Did we cover Robinhood enough? Why'd it go to 85?
Well,
Actually,
you could make a case.
Quite honestly, it's holding in there nice.
So you know,
Monk 3608 says
Hood crooks.
Hood's crooks.
Well,
Double Trouble
yeah.
Dive Adventures says Hood Twits is a pure entertainment. Vlad is getting destroyed.
Let's see what happens when options are available.
RH is going to be shorted into the ground, JB Ballin.
They.
Oh, yeah, Todd,
Yeah.
that Hood tweet was badass. It's good to be the king.
Yep.
Yeah, they're basically saying the stock can double and I get restricted if I sell any, but then they can unrestrict 97 million shares. And then someone's trying to say, but you knew before you bought it for flipping. Flipping is designed if someone's just constantly flipping IPOs to make a quick profit. It was up like $50. Really? I mean, really? It was like, okay, $40. And then they release it and then I'm getting penalized? It makes no sense. It just makes absolutely no sense. I didn't have a lot. I bought 300 shares. Thought, but for full disclosure, we did buy some on the pullback.
Yeah.
We traded a little bit of it. We're still long a little Robinhood. We like to be in some active names that we think they're interesting. And I would like to put on more naked, by the way, if I knew something was going to happen soon.
He's just chilling in New York.
He's just chilling.
I mean, he's been there a while.
But it seems like Armada and other people know something we don't know there. Hey, Skyla, you got anything you want to chat about before we bring in Joe?
No, I'm just glad to be back and like feeling better. Like I'm feeling better every day. Still getting my taste back and my smell back, but hopefully that comes back. Becca was telling me something about apparently if you like take an orange and like char the skin and then you eat it, it's supposed to help you get your senses back, like from having COVID. So I'm gonna try that because food is not the same, like since I've had COVID.
Yeah, that sucks.
But yeah, like that's like the main thing that like sucked, like eating food and not being able to taste it. I mean the pain also, but like eating food and not being able to enjoy it sucked.
Why did you feel like you had to go to the hospital?
So, like, I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but I had, like, pain all over my body, and, like, there was nothing that was making it go away. I was taking so much ibuprofen. I was like, I can't take more ibuprofen. Like, something's going to happen to my body because I'm taking so much ibuprofen. And, like, I was honestly just sitting in bed, like, crying because nothing would make the pain go away. And I went in, and, I mean, they gave me, like, a Norco. That didn't even help, and those are pretty strong. And, I mean, I wasn't able to, like, sleep through the night. Like I was just in so much pain. And then 2 days later I went in again because I couldn't breathe. Like if I breathed in, I would just like start hysterically coughing. Like I couldn't take a deep breath. So I was taking these like shallow little breaths and I like had this pain in my chest. And then that's when they hooked me up to the IV, gave me like steroids and more pain medication and stuff like that. And then anti-inflammatory. That's what I think helped a lot. They said my body was having a really bad inflammatory response to COVID. And like that's why I was in so much pain. So then they gave me like a 7-day supply of that anti-inflammatory thing, and that's when I started to feel better. So I think that was the key thing, is that my body just got super inflamed from the COVID.
Hey, I wanted to cover with you some things we were talking about earlier that we talked about the portfolio where I did not cover the whole thing, and that is, so here's some of the things we are long here. We have a 13D on ALZN, ALZN, SSNT, we're still long. That's one of our biggest positions. Friedman, FRD. We just filed a 13D this morning on BCTX, which is a biotech out of Canada. I love their cancer drug. Ton of cash on the balance sheet.
Yep.
Square Foot, SQFT, the preferred, pays a 9.37% dividend. We're long that. We're long AG. This is, you want to cover what AG is?
First Majestic Silver. Their goal is to be the largest silver producer on planet Earth. They also just acquired a gold mine, literally, in Elko, Nevada. And they have earnings coming out Monday, along with a dividend. Keith Neumeyer actually founded the company back in 2001, went public in 2006. Steady growth with that company. Very, very solid leadership. I like that.
We're long HUSA, HUSA. We filed the 13 on that. We are long the SQQs. This is a short on the NASDAQ 100, NASDAQ 100. ACXP, which is a second, I think it was an IPO.
That was
biotech IPO. We're long that. We bought some Red Cat, RCAT in the hole after it did a big, massive secondary.
Yep.
We're long Chara, MDRR preferred, NAII, we're long that, MKTY, we're long that, Robinhood, VJet, IINN, Square Foot, SQFT, Game, GAME, Iconics. We're long the BCTXW, which are the warrants.
Yep.
Little DSS. I'm not going to cover this EV position. We're long until we're ready to disclose it. MDRR, we're long that. BIVI, we just did a secondary in that at $8. We're long a little TELL, TELL. Short a little AMC, short Peloton, short the Triple Q, short the Diamonds. That's the whole portfolio in a nutshell, as they say.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what we're long. And we're only short a little bit of AMC, and I put a buy order in a penny. So we'll cover. I'm just kidding.
That's
around.
hilarious.
I'm joking around. We're not fans of it, but you know, I'm not a fan of the valuation. I like the movie theaters for sure, but
yeah,
you can only hold that for so long. You can only have so many people trade a movie theater into oblivion. And I think you saw it with Black Widow. My thesis is really simple, right? People bought stuff at home relative to going out.
Yeah,
so Black
sure.
Widow did a ton of business for Disney at home.
Yep.
Scarlett Johansson decided to sue them over that. And I think that's the future. And I don't think the future is big, huge movie theaters all over the place.
Casey Faust, Elko, Nevada. Actually, Jarrett Canyon. It was a Sprott. It was a Sprott asset. There's plenty of gold there and
Skyla, can you
plenty of
Yeah,
holes.
yeah, I'll go get you.
Lots of exploration there still. Yeah, I'm not worried about Jarrett Canyon at all. It's a monster.
Get Joe joining us real quickly here.
Joe's gonna come in. He's gonna brag about how his thesis was Bitcoin to 60,000 by I think October, and that was when it was at 30. So he's about halfway right. So that's pretty impressive. You know, we tried to buy Ethereum. That didn't you try to buy it on Webull?
Yeah,
Didn't work.
didn't work out.
That was at like 1800. That was one that got away. Taekwondo Metamaterials is the old Torch Light Energy. Samsung Watch Tech for glucose monitoring. I did see that. I don't know what to think of MMAT. It's been destroyed, been beaten up quite a bit. Trying to think of what else I'm looking at right now. OLB just came out with a subsidiary to do some crypto mining. OLB, by the way, announced 1,000 Bitcoin miners that they will be acquiring with D-Mint. That's their subsidiary. That's ticker OLB. It'll yield them about 12 million a year in Bitcoin, 300 to 400 Bitcoins per year. That's OLB. So that was pretty interesting.
Joe, welcome back.
There he is.
Crypto.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, what do you make of the Bitcoin market right now? Curious. I mean, what like sort of a macro position on what's happening in China? What are you reading about with crypto? What about Ethereum switching to proof of stake? What about the SEC?
Yeah.
What about today?
What about isms?
Well, one of the things I got a what about is that is it true that Janet Yellen got consulting from Citibank, right? By the way, I'm all for private citizens getting paid, okay? But I think Citibank is pretty pro banking, not pro crypto, right?
I don't think she was private citizen then.
Oh, I'm not commenting on this. The last thing I need is the Treasury Secretary upset with me.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is, what do you think about crypto?
I think crypto's on a ride all the way up, man. I mean, I told you that I thought end of August it could be close to 60,000. I'm still sticking with that.
That's not an endorsement of crypto, by the way.
It is
All
not.
opinions given by Joe are his and his alone. Do not represent the company or its employees.
Yeah, crypto's in a weird space
Did you
right
hear
now.
that?
That was
quickly I
quick,
could do
man.
that?
The SEC's got, the head of the SEC's kind of on board. India just announced that it's going to unveil its decentralized banking plan for India. I don't know how they're going to decentralize it because it's still a crypto asset. When you talk about Bitcoin, the Chinese thing is scary. I mean, it's scary from a perspective of you've still got the largest pools in the world all sit over there, and there's a couple pools now spinning up in the United States that are getting traction. All those machines are going to have to be sold here, Russia, Kazakhstan. And what happens now if the Chinese government takes the next step and says, oh, you can't make machines anymore? The largest foundry for ASICs is, well, it's over there. So now you run into issues of ASIC. Now, Samsung's got their own foundry plant, but from that perspective, if they take all that ASIC off, now ASICs have to be made for other specialized things like AI, which it's made for. So now you lose the ability to create new machines, or you have to bring up new foundries. So it's weird. Ethereum 2.0, that's an interesting question because I'm still on the fence about it. I think proof of stake. I mean, I heard that there's $14 billion now with in there, but if you look at that big dollar amount, I believe like half of that comes from a single dude. So that's a problem for proof of stake because proof of work still exists. And they're going to have to get all those nodes off and adopted. Otherwise, you're going to have one of those controversial hard forks like you did with Bitcoin, where they tried to go one way, zig, and actually just ended up screwed, right?
So all the people mining Ethereum just one day will be shut off. There'll be no more mining.
Well, that's the theory. That doesn't actually mean that that's the case. I mean, if you got all the exchanges to buy on and to not host the primary Ethereum currency, you could probably get away with it. But if they are on and the nodes and the miners who run some of those big nodes don't adopt it and don't adopt the change and don't do that update, you end up with a hard fork where those two currencies coexist. I mean, they say they're going to do it, but Bitcoin had a big problem with that, right? That's why there's 6 Bitcoins now. In fact, Ethereum had a problem with it too. They tried to do a soft fork and nobody adopted it and ended up with a hard fork, and there you are. That's why you've got Ethereum and Ethereum Classic.
Now, if I use chopsticks, does that change what happens?
Maybe.
Sorry, that was a bad joke. I don't forking this and forking that. I don't know what the hell this forking means.
So all it means is that you end up.
I mean, I don't know why we have Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin this.
It's a divorce.
It could be a forking problem.
No, it's a
Right.
divorce. You both have ideas on how to run your marriage, and you don't like the other person's idea, so you divorce.
Who accepts Bitcoin on the web anymore? Lots of people.
Everybody.
Everyone, dude. Dumpy Man TV says who accepts it. Everybody, dude. I mean, you kidding me?
Actually, I can
the
walk
other
into-
day we were doing a transaction overseas, and they only wanted me to give them Tether. They're like, remember that?
Yeah.
They're like, they wanted like $5 million in Tether. We're like, yeah, we'll just pull that out of our butt.
You know what the biggest indicators are, though?
Everybody wants Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? I mean, I got people. I got employees that have said to me, "Can I just get paid in Bitcoin?" Joe, would you get paid in Bitcoin?
all day, every day.
See, there you go, buddy. Everyone likes it.
Here's the thing about it. Ultimately, is that now the head of the SEC has come out and said that Bitcoin, the theory behind decentralized currency, is a great idea. Now he's an MIT geek, right? But still, you end up with all these things that are falling into place. And what did I tell you was going to happen? And I told you it was going to happen.
What did you tell me was going to happen?
JP Morgan just opened privately 6 funds to their largest investors that involve Bitcoin. I told you those suckers were buying it up, and I guarantee they're the ones slamming the market.
Oh yeah.
Fidelity has just come out to work with the feds to have an update. Fidelity's trying to make it crypto its own asset class permanently with its own asset class tax base.
Huh.
Hey, Bitcoin's decentralized, so it doesn't matter what the U.S. Congress does, right? Am I right?
Doesn't matter what anyone does, including China.
You're seeing it.
Now, yeah, I mean, could they seize it? Sure, if you have it on Coinbase.
It looks like there's a carve out, though. They're going to the 11th hour, but it looks like the Treasury's not going to override this. There were 2 Senate groups, and it looks like they're not going to blast the crypto miners as far as taxation.
Yellen
Are
was,
you going to accept Bitcoin at your EV chargers? Once again, I don't make the decision on how the EV chargers work.
Yellen, that's your
am
girl.
only the executive chairman of the company, and I'm not an engineer. I literally just allocate capital, and I don't know. I don't know.
The answer is you will if it goes up to 100K.
Janet Yellen, she's accused of banking corruption.
She's also
Christ almighty, let's not go there. I don't want to be part of it right now. I'm not in the mood.
I wasn't saying that. It's just
Janet
a giant.
Yellen did something. It's her
just
problem,
a giant
not
news
mine.
article right now that she's lobbying against she's lobbying for the taxation of miners right now.
It's accused. Big difference.
Someone's saying ADOM. Is that like a OTC stock? ADOM?
I have no idea. What is it?
It's like 29 cents. We don't really dwell in this.
I have a real question for you because this actually goes to DeFi.
I'm not putting down ADOM. I think that's an OTC stock, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your problem?
So with DeFi, just today the SEC.
DeFi?
DeFi currency So
Let me just tell you something. You can't associate. The great conspiracy is that I run the internet, right? I mean, like everything that goes wrong is Todd Alt's fault. DeFi sounds like a nice
that
nightmare.
wasn't my question.
Okay.
My question specifically
Todd,
to you is
not in charge. He just orders burgers. That's damn right. And by the way, those of you who think that Shake Shack is better than In-N-Out
are insane. I'll say it.
What
That
can
way
I
you
say
don't
it?
have to be nice.
What can I say?
I call an audible and say Five Guys.
Insane.
No.
I love Five
And by the
Guys.
way, I only order burgers for 8 hours a day because I fast the other time.
Hey, Todd,
Intermittent fasting.
How about Fuddruckers?
Oh my God.
That's good.
Oh my God. The old Fuddruckers is so good.
Right?
It's probably not around anymore, right?
I think there's like one still in California.
Oh my God. Fuddruckers. Oh yeah. Tim Steiner. Todd bought another 10,000 DPW again today.
Did he?
He did.
What the hell's
That
wrong with this
stupid
guy?
ass.
Did that Form 4 come out?
It did. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I'm so used to just having it come out.
Anyone
every
keep
day.
asking me about Borks. My friends, we don't own any Borks. We sold our Borks. We're out of Borks.
Borks.
I understand that they have great 5G technology, but this stuff's over my head. When I got anything technical, I got to go to the referee. I go to Joe, who then tells me there's a big article about that somewhere, and he'll let me know later.
You know what?
He's
You
so full of
suck.
shit. Dude, I don't know what you do. Hey, what's up with your beard now? You're getting like a Conor McGregor beard.
I'm
Are you
actually-
suddenly moved to Vegas and you think you're a fighter?
No, I actually think I'm shaving it all off this week.
Why?
Oh,
I actually
Jesus.
think it looks nice.
Oh, do you?
No, I actually, when you came in the other day, it was the first time I'd seen you like in weeks.
Yeah. It's,
By the way, that was like a pissant invite, right? Hey, if you're not doing anything and you're like,
every time I've invited you to anything,
Dude, I
you've
was there.
never answered or not shown up. One or the other.
did you have chicken?
I went, I ate, then I brought you some ammo. Then I went back.
Oh my
and
God,
ate.
I went shooting yesterday.
Yeah.
I bought, you got to understand, man, I'm arming up. I'm in Nevada now. So we bought 2 Glock 19s.
Nice.
And I bought an AR-15, which Daniel Defense AR-15.
Beautiful,
Okay.
nice one.
It's nice. It's a nice Daniel Defense. And I got a laser scope, not a laser scope, but one of
Red
those
dot?
red dot. Not a dot one for the AR-15. Holographic. And then I took I'm training my wife and my kids on how to shoot guns here in Nevada.
Yes.
Well, that's
By the way,
actually
I
responsible.
went to 702 range. That place is fun. But the place I bought my Glock 19s were $200 less than Glock 19s at 702. $200.
They were $750 at 7.
They were $730, like $755, and at the other place I paid $535 for the Glock 19s. Oh, hey, how do you have it up on the screen? Hey, can we play that? Hey, is there audio? Let's do it. That's Enzo shooting. Let's go, Enzo. Let's go. Can you play the audio, Brett? That's Josh.
I don't even.
Josh's computer. That's my 16-year-old, who, by the way, is almost installing. Here's my wife. Yeah, it's working, Josh. Here's my wife. That's the same Glock 19. We got 2 of them. By the way, those are so loud,
They're fun.
and they got massive kick.
I got you. You just got to get the right ear protection, man.
We have ear protection. That was ear protection.
I know. Well, then why do you think it was loud?
It's just so loud. Still makes it. Look at her. Look at her. And here's a true story. You know, from my time in the little time I spent in the early days of my military career.
right.
I shot that gun the first time ever, and I got bullseyes in the middle. Not kidding. On the first 11 bullets. But you know how sometimes when you're firing, and you lose your target with the sight. So I lost my target, and I was a little lower than the green. But the guy kept saying, "Get back on target," because sometimes you squeeze, and you lose the sight a little bit, right?
Yep.
But I really, really enjoyed it. One of the positives about Nevada is we had to go through a background check. It took like an hour, which is a little scary relative to California because I literally went and bought an arsenal.
Well, I mean, it's a federal database, so they just hit the.
No,
fill.
but I went and bought an arsenal the first
Yeah.
day. Like I went and bought an arsenal. I got
That's
2 Glock. I could have bought like 30 guns
That's
if I
not an
wanted to.
arsenal.
Well, it felt like it a little bit. There's
Nickelback. What the?
I played that. I'm all in the Nickelback right now. It's like nostalgia. You don't have to play this stuff. Let's move on, right?
I seriously still have one more question for you about DeFi.
Okay, DeFi is a scam. Don't do DeFi.
Oh my God.
Total scam. Todd's not involved in DeFi. Don't put my name with it.
He is
I'm
not.
kidding.
I've
got a
I'm kidding.
It's a
I love
financial
DeFi.
question.
I love DeFi. I'm going to get
this?
to it in a second.
Is this Chris?
Yeah, exactly. I love DeFi. That's not the issue. I had someone make a proposal to me the other day that said, like,
God.
"Hey, Todd, we want you to invest in this thing, and this is how it bypasses the SEC. This is how it bypasses this." And you got to listen to me, okay? And I told them, I said, "Listen, dude, anytime anything happens, the SEC's up my ass because that's their job, right? And if stocks go up or down, that's their job. You want to put my name in front of DeFi? Dude, you're crazy."
So this is
It'll be
why
alt fried.
Alt-fried.
I'm specifically asking you a question because
So someone wanted me to do, I'm not joking, altcoin. I'm like, No.
I'm pretty sure I actually still have that
I know.
domain.
I know. It's crazy. I'm like, no. We're not doing an altcoin.
I still liked our other coin name better.
Which one was that?
Global Impact Coin.
Oh, yeah.
Global Impact.
We had a global impact coin.
What was that going to do? Change the world?
It's like for
Maybe.
financing people that bought global impact stuff.
Nice.
So,
Alt. What
Todd
is he saying
coin.
here?
Todd coin.
Shake Shack shouldn't even be in the same category.
Yeah.
Shake Shack is some gourmet version, way more expensive than there. Yep.
There's no value there.
No way. In-N-Out wins.
I'm a seller on Shake Shack.
Although I'll tell you what Shake Shack does have. They have cheesy fries.
oh, you're killing me.
You don't
I want
need
to
those.
ask you this question.
Okay,
so bad
ask the
'cause you
DeFi
don't wanna
question.
do it.
Go ahead.
So the SEC shut these guys down for creating 2 tokens in part of their DeFi network. One of the coins was a governance token, and the other one was called an M token, which promised a 6.25 interest rate, while the latter gave holders certain voting rights and shared excess profits, and the ability to profit from DMG governance tokens, resulting in a secondary market. I know you're familiar with what I'm talking about right now. So what they said is that the price volatility, they would use the customer's assets in order to buy real world assets. And the SEC said with the price volatility created, the income generated through assets would be insufficient to cover the appreciation of investor principal. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Very familiar.
You want to ensure that you get fried.
Oh yeah, they're charging these guys because they took in $30 million.
Yeah, whatever. People see me all the time. They have no idea how compliant. I mean, we literally have like law firms, lawyers on staff. I think we have like, as a percentage of the parent company at Ault Global, I think there's like 20-something employees. 4 of them are lawyers. I mean, there's no way I can do DeFi. I was like, this is what happens with the SEC, and it's not their fault. What happens with the SEC is you find a way around some loophole, and then they say you found a way around the loophole, and then you're busted.
Yep.
Because you're trying to get around it. You can't get around it. If you're going to go do something in DeFi, I'd go right through the front door and ask the SEC, Mother, may I? I would ask Mother, may I?
Yeah.
I mean, when I went public with ALZN, I had to ask Mother, may I? When I register stock at DPW, Mother, may I? Form ATMs, Form 4, all that. Mother, may I? Mother, may I? Mother, may I? Disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. The DeFi shit scares the crap out of me because the SEC is not going to let you go free run forever. And you're directly challenging, eventually you're going to directly challenge the petrodollar, which is the global currency, which is the dollar.
Right.
Yep.
And whoever they decide to get in their sights on that one ain't going to be me.
Well, and
I mine Bitcoin. I'm clear. We mine Bitcoin at the subsidiary level at Alliance Cloud Services. We mine Bitcoin.
I know, but I've always talked to
We
you
haven't
about that.
sold any Bitcoin in the last year. We keep it. By the way, you know this, right? So I'm not misspeaking. We own Bitcoin. We haven't sold any Bitcoin, right?
No.
We did sell some Dogecoin,
Yep.
but we haven't sold Bitcoin. We keep
No.
accumulating Bitcoin, and we're going to report what we have. It's not material yet. I think we said we're going to do 300,000 or 400,000 last quarter in dollar terms. That's accelerating as we put more miners on. This has all been disclosed. Almost nothing I say isn't already in a filing
Right.
that you can read. So I'm just regurgitating as I do from Papa Bird, or really the Mama Bird does that, but Mama Bird to Baby Bird. We already mine Bitcoin, but we don't do anything else. We have a data center, which, by the way, is beautiful.
Although
have you seen the stuff they're doing to that thing?
I got to tell you.
When are you going back to Michigan?
So, end of September, I'll probably be there for about 3 weeks. I just have a bunch of stuff going before September.
I'm excited about that.
It'll be nice weather.
It will be beautiful.
Oh,
weather,
I know why you might
probably.
be going too. There
Yeah,
you go.
you do.
Better not screw that up, big boy.
Of course I won't.
Yeah,
Hey,
for sure.
so you know what? I got to give you props though.
Oh, I get props or something?
Yeah, really. I think you actually came up with DeFi.
As my
because-
wife says, what's yours is mine, and what's
Cause,
yours, what's
'cause
mine
in
is yours.
2017, you thought about the tokenization of assets.
Oh, I did.
long before these guys were doing actual
No
DeFi.
question. No question.
So Form 4 Milton C. Ault III bought $25,475 worth of common stock.
In what, DPW?
Ticker symbol DPW.
Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody said Now, Brad,
What's wrong with Ault? Can't you buy more every day instead of get it done at one time?
Brad said the CEO is relentless. Well, he's not the CEO, but we get your point. Keeps hammering it.
Yeah. Well, I like my own. The company is named after my family. It's named after my grandfather and my father. My grandfather gave me $1,400 to start my business. I paid him back. But, my name wasn't Ault, by the way.
Stock Sniper, who I like.
What square foot of the data center is vacant?
Oh.
Daniel, we'll update you next week on that. I don't know the answer. They're going to update me before I do the call. It's a big data center. Keep in mind, that's a big data and real estate play, not just data center play. It's 617,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And growing in terms of leases and stuff like that. So
It is beautiful.
it is beautiful.
It's going to
dude.
be amazing.
It's such a. By the way, I heard you can see it from space.
You can.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
We won't give out the location though because people can go and rob
Nope.
us. So,
Yeah, it's definitely a big piece of property.
yeah. Hey, what's going on in Indiana? Is that still up and going or what?
Yeah.
With crypto going where it's at now?
Oh yeah, it's going good.
Oh, is it? You tracking that stuff?
Every month.
So how do you
track
like living in Vegas now? I mean, you've been here with me now for how long?
it. 7 months now? 8 months.
But
8
did
months.
would you come over in January with me?
Of course I did. I was here before.
But when
before
did you
January.
actually? Your house is closed recently, right?
It did, but I was out here literally every week
Yes.
for the entire week, every week.
Will quorum bet? Will quorum? Will there be a quorum for the meeting? We think so. We're working on that. By the way, if you have DPW shares, please go vote them. Please, please, please. If you don't like me, vote against me. Just vote no. But I need you to vote. You got that right.
Have to vote.
So you've had 24 days to think about
You don't
things.
have to show ID to vote.
How you've been? Hey, Joe, hang on with us, buddy. You've had 24 days to think about things. What's going on in your mind? What's in your head? What's going on in that mastermind group? By the way, I got my ass whipped the other day in poker,
It happens.
and so did Chase.
Just blink. Don't even. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
It's just one session
was one session.
in a life.
Hey,
filled-
Jason.
Yeah.
Hey, tell them about the idea we have for September.
Wait, what are we doing in?
it's a tournament, by the way. Hey, those of you who like poker,
End of
we are
September.
going to be in the World Series of Poker, right?
Yeah, it starts September 30th. So actually October.
How the real bet and money on this is how far will I make it? Okay, and if I win the entire event, like I win the whole way, I'm not joking. I'm going to split the proceeds with everybody on this show. Everybody who's on this show, I'm going to remember all the names, and I'm going to do an allocation.
What are you playing? Because I want to play at least the 1,500 this year.
No, I'm going to play the 10,000.
He's gonna play the main event.
I'm playing the main event.
Oh,
What's wrong with that?
nothing.
We're going to share each other's action.
We'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
We gotta do.
I
Some,
bought action from him the other day, by
We
the
gotta
way,
do
and then
some
he got his
coaching.
ass beat in like the second, like two minutes.
I think I'm going to play the 1,500.
No, it was deeper than that.
How deep were you?
We were like 4.5 hours in.
Oh.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks, though, because you're like, here. I mean, here's me, right? So my favorite hand is Ace 9. I always win on Ace 9, but you got to play a pair of Ace.
Right.
Okay, I was all in the other night, and I went all in blind, and I got dealt a pocket pair.
Sevens.
So I had sevens, and on the board were queens, 2 queens, and the dealer. God, I'm pissed, man.
Rolled up 4 of kind queens.
No,
Dude,
tens. There was 10 on the board. And
10
she
on the
paired
river.
10 on the river, and so she was 10s with queens, and I was 7 with queens, and I lose.
It's only 8%.
Yeah.
That was not a big deal.
I
Wait
was
till you get.
92% to win, and I lose.
Wait till you get like runner, perfect.
Dude, there were runners. There was runner straights a bunch of times,
Hey,
man.
wait till you pop 4 aces and get busted by a royal like that one dude. In the
Oh, remember the guy with the wife beater?
I got to tell
Remember
you.
that? Remember
so
that
I got a
hand?
story about this. I'm not joking.
Everybody knows
Hey,
that.
don't lose your story. Can you run
Okay.
your story for a
I
second?
can
I have
hold.
to tell you, there's nothing funner than watching the cards come play. I will tell you guys, what's wrong with my hair, man? No, messy?
Stop playing with it.
Yeah, sorry, I can't help it. What was it, this side? Whatever.
There you go.
Jason is the fastest at poker I've ever seen. Can you deny that? Is he the fastest you've ever seen?
Yeah, live he's super fast.
Oh my
It's
God.
I was telling the
ridiculous.
dealers to pay out. Like
It's sickening. And by
Yeah.
the way, we were there and someone got quads. They got quads. Was it quad queens or tens?
It was tens.
Quad tens. And he was on the trips line, and he had real money on the trips line, like $25.
Yeah, it was
He
good.
got quad tens, and it was the payout. Not joking around, $1,475, right? They're all counting it, going to the eye in the sky. Jason, in the first 10 seconds, said, boom, 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 1475. Took them like 10 minutes to count it up.
Yep.
Okay, we confirm it's 1475.
I told the guy because he was hurting.
He was freaking out, yeah.
He was down quite a bit. I'm like, dude, you just won 1475. That should get you
He
back.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
no,
was
he
good.
put in $200. He had no chips.
He had
right.
table max.
Yeah, he was at table max for
Yep.
sure. Oh, those are you. I like playing. So, what's your story?
So, I go with my wife at least once a week over to the Distilled because I like playing the Keno, right?
No. So, just so we're clear, let's set the stage for this. Before he goes to Distills, he sends a message to me, who lives down the street from him.
Yep.
Hey, come join me at the place we first dined at.
Right.
Oh no, he doesn't.
I'm going to start doing that every day because
Fucking dick.
you know what?
He doesn't.
Whatever.
He doesn't say one word to me. By the way, you did not get invited to Mexican food last night
I
on
know.
purpose.
Wow.
I retaliated.
I know my wife said we're in that mode. This is like our 6 months right now.
Yeah.
She
It's a
says this
war
happens
on,
like
risk on.
I mean, Jason was there when my wife said it to him because you guys got some weird kind of
We do.
work marriage.
I'm
going
like, I
on.
don't even know if I should tell him I'm going to dinner.
He texted me, he goes, I'm going to Joe's, and I looked to see if I had an invitation. I'm like, at least that fucker covered his bases, man.
I'm
Dude,
like,
I always invite you when I barbecue.
No.
So, anyways, we
Whatever.
go. There's a guy Jim there who's from Scotland, and he's very nice. And apparently, I had no idea because he's the guy I told you came over and was going to fix my pool heater because he's a pool contractor and he owns some coffee shop. I find out his wife is a professional poker player in Vegas, knows most of the tournament directors.
what's her name?
I don't know what I'd have to look in my phone, which I left on my desk for his last name. And he used to be a professional poker player playing up to 10 hands in Scotland. He knows the guy and the wife beater. He said
yeah.
they're friends, and he told me, he said, he is the most intimidating guy you will ever want to meet sitting at a poker table, and he never wears anything but that white beater. He said, but he's the nicest guy in the world.
Dude, if we're going to be here for a minute, we got to find this hand. We got to show it.
What hand is it?
Hold on.
Hey, Josh, is there any way to go live with anybody in the audience? Can you just give them a link and then call in or no?
We're going to get this.
Hypothetically, yeah.
How's that work? Is it just on Instagram?
There
or
it is
it
right
on
there. There it is.
Zoom
Yeah,
or
we can
something?
do that.
Look at this.
Okay,
How long
cool.
is this? Can I show it?
I wonder,
They need to text us first.
who?
They need to text us first.
Oh, they have to text you? And then you just text them directly? Hey, if you want to go live and you're a fan of the show, we're going to bring you on the show real quick. If you do anything crazy, we're just going to cut you off. But I'll bring you on the show if you want to chat.
Oh, yeah, this is the hand.
Guys,
Show
this is it right here.
Let's do it.
Hold on.
What is it?
Let me get my volume. We're going to play this. This is WSOP like 5 or 6 years ago.
This is the craziest hand you will ever
This
see.
hand-
You know what my wife says? Todd, why do you watch all that? Like, watch hundreds of hands a year, like doing this.
Let's see if we can
I probably
get this
saw
lined
this
up.
already.
All right,
Let's
here
go.
Here we go. Hold on. Let me just
I was
go
watching
over.
last night we were at Mexican food. I was watching
There is a big
hands.
hand developing between Justin Phillips and Motoyuki Mabuchi.
There he is.
Mabuchi made a bet after the river onto that scary board.
Look at this board.
Phillips now fires back with a raise.
Has Justin Phillips bet the shirt off his back?
Is that him?
Action on.
Okay, look, you guys. So aces on the board, right? So quad aces would be a monster. There's only one hand that beats it, right? That would be the Jack King of diamonds for the royal flush. This is ridiculous. The odds of this is like a Powerball
Mabuchi.
ticket, like hitting a bad beat Jack.
He's all
Look
in.
at snap call, right?
Phillips turns over a royal flush.
Royal flush.
Mabuchi, quad aces.
You gotta be kidding me. Quad aces, your last hand of the main event.
That is
What a way to hit the
that is
rail.
the worst possible bad beat you could get.
That's the main event, 10,000 buy-in, and you lose to a royal
That is a statistical
with
improbability.
quads. What do you do?
Yeah, you can't have the only thing you could have worse would be a straight flush versus that on your. You'd have the lower side of it.
And Mabuchi does stumble out
I mean,
of the main event.
That poor guy. Yeah, get a picture of that one. So
You gotta
there.
do that again. Do that again. Hold on a second. So wait. Stop for a second.
Okay.
Hold on. Stop.
Watch. Go ahead.
So there's a pair of queens up there.
No,
So
there's but board
there's-
paired aces.
The board's paired aces. Sorry, I apologize. I don't know what's wrong with me. The board's paired aces,
And there's a king 10, right?
and a royal flush would be
King Jack of diamonds.
King Jack of diamonds.
So look, there's a raise by wife beater guy, right? He's got the royal. He's got the stone nuts. He can't be beaten.
He cannot be beat.
This guy with the hat, he just rips it in because he has quad aces. So wife beater raises, hat guy gets ready. He just watch him Helmuth his chips in the middle. Watch, he's gonna shotgun him in. Watch.
Right, because he thinks he's got him.
Of course,
right?
look at him. Ha chunk.
All in.
Snap call. He knows he's got royal flush.
Royal flush.
That's the worst feeling ever.
Aces.
You gotta be kidding me. Quad aces, your last hand of the main event.
It's the actual worst beat in World Series of Poker history.
But the guy who went all in, the other guy had more money than him?
He had him covered.
That is a statistical improbability, my friends.
He had him covered. Brutal, right? So 10.
I mean, what do you do? Like, literally, what do you do when that happens? What do you do when that happens?
You get up.
What do you do? Hey, Willie, what's up? Hey, what do you do when that happens, when you go all in with quad aces and you lose
I gotta
to a
show you
royal?
one. I gotta show you one that's worse. Hey, Willie.
How could something
How
be
could
worse?
it be worse?
I'm gonna show you one that's worse.
How would it be worse?
I'm gonna pause it. Let me give you a little bit of.
I'm going to call you out in a second and tell them you're here if you don't keep doing that to me.
This one's worse. Okay, let me set the scene. $1 million buy-in. I said that. $1 million buy-in to get
Okay.
in the tournament. $1 million.
So everybody's sponsored, and their sponsors
No.
are paid the $1 million.
You got monsters in there. You know, you got some hedge fund guys, obviously, and pros. Antonio Esfandiari.
Oh, okay.
All right, so look it. I'm going to show you this.
Antonio,
hand.
his dad lives by you, right?
Yeah, he lives on my floor. All right, so check this one out, guys. This is on the bubble of $1 million buy-in. If you lose the hand, you don't cash. You're going to lock up $3 million if you win the hand. Watch this hand.
Chopped pot in history, and we're still pre-flop.
$1 million buy-in.
On. Call.
It's aces versus aces, guys.
Wow, you both have bullets. It's so sick.
Gary Katz under the gun, lives in Las Vegas. Businessman here with pocket aces. A raise to 225 from Katz. Fold it over to Rick Solomon, who gives up 6 tray in the small
We're gonna
blind.
get to
Seaver
it.
folds. Big blind is Connor Drinan, also with aces.
Well, the edge here goes to Katz because he holds the ace of spades, Lonnie, the prettiest card in the deck.
It is indeed.
Ace of spades is the highest card.
Drinan now,
Yeah, but he's just trolling. It means
wondering
nothing.
how exactly he wants to proceed with his pocket aces.
Fun fact for you, Lon, pocket aces.
All right, so they Hollywood a little bit, right? Here, let's just get it in here. Hold
$2
on.
million.
No,
That's
just
a
stay
4
with
bet.
it.
I don't know, it's
Dude,
just-
no one's
Saw
got
Drinan
anywhere.
get
All right,
bluffed
fine.
earlier.
All right, so this
by
guy
Rick
3 bets.
Solomon. If he folds
2
here to
million
this
flat.
4-bet, that would be
Look,
a
he's
very
Hollywooding.
nitty play.
Very nitty indeed.
He's never folding.
Save your money, kid. You can't win every pot.
This is the speech.
44-year-old with some friendly advice to the recently turned 25-year-old Drinan.
This might be the longest chopped pot in history, and we're still pre-flop.
Norm's assuming it's a chop.
Call.
Bullets?
There's Antonio.
Wow, you both have bullets. It's so sick.
So everyone knows now.
Can we just chop?
Yeah, they don't want to put a flop out. They're like, let's just chop.
I was like, he has to have kings. Like, he's so strong here. Yeah, he is with that speech. I was like, for sure, there's only one aces left. Yeah, speech is like, boom. I mean, I'm not saying this could happen, but this is how I busted with 11
Great
left
player.
in the 10K last
Scott
week.
Seaver.
Really? Yeah.
There's the flop, 2 hearts.
You ready for the runner? Todd? Runner, never funner.
4% chance.
You can breathe now.
Look, he's free rolling.
Wait, who's got the advantage?
Okay, hold on. Let me pause it. All right, guys. All right,
Wait,
guys and
I'm
gals.
confused.
Okay,
How
look.
does someone have no chance and one person has 5%?
Because he's free rolling. Definition of free roll is you can only win, you can't lose. This guy Katz has the ace of hearts. The board is deuce of diamonds, king of hearts, 5 of hearts. So the only
Flush.
the only time that this will not be a chop pot is if Katz goes perfect. It has to go heart, which is a
Flush.
5%er. Okay? So here we go.
If I lose like this, whatever.
Yeah, no.
No, you know.
Third card now.
We got the heart sweat.
Another heart. This is getting serious for Drinan.
How do you think Drinan feels right now? So bad.
Does he hit the heart?
So bad. $1 million buy-in. Think about this.
I feel like it might.
Of course it might, but like, just, I got some of the Antonio luck shifted over here.
There hasn't been it. Me neither.
A river heart would give Katz the pot and knock Drinan out of the big one.
And now the river card. No!
Oh my God! Oh my sickness!
So sorry.
Drinan flushed out of this tournament.
$1
You'd be
million
sick to your
buy-in
stomach.
wiped out in aces versus aces.
And they're on the bubble, close to the bubble, like they're going to cash.
Connor Drinan just
not
became
cash.
the answer to a wicked poker
He
trivia
bubbled.
question.
That's so sick.
Is brutal.
And the worst part is he was offered a chop.
You can't
Like,
chop,
you want us
though.
to do a chop, right?
Yeah, it's collusion. Anyway, that's the worst one ever.
You can't just chop?
No, it's
No.
collusion. It's a
Yeah.
tournament. In a cash game, you could.
Wow.
But he said he would, but his answer was I wouldn't if I could, right?
You can't, though. But that's the sickest one that I've seen.
Someone texted me and said, "Do you want to go live?"
Let's go live. Who's on
Who
Zoom?
wants to go live? No one wants to go live.
Is that Rip It? Josh just texted me.
I don't know.
Yeah, we got Rip and Dip.
Rip and Dip's
traders.
here. Let's get him.
Let's bring him on.
He's on the Zoom right
Josh,
now.
bring him on, man.
Can you hear me, guys? This is Jordan.
Yo, what's up, Jordan?
I'm just going into my settings because I have to put the camera settings on. I have to adjust it. So just give me 1 minute, okay?
Hey, no worries, my friend.
Brett, can we make sure to pin Jordan?
Dude, that's the sickest beat, though. Think about that. 1 million buy-in. If you win the hand, you cash like 2.8 million.
That's depressing, but that's every bubble then. I mean,
I know, but it's just magnified because it's a milli.
I get it, but all those guys, I mean, all those guys, here's the thing.
Well, that kid, though, he sold action. Like, he had investors.
Right, and he lost in those investors. That's their own, I mean, it is what it is. He played the right hand. You can't fault him.
I mean, how do you get in with the aces and then get runnered for all the money? Like, sick.
You got 4 cards. I mean, the last 4 cards were all aces, or all hearts, I mean.
Yeah, man, it's really, really tough. That poor kid, man.
But think about all the people who are like that. I mean, on the $10,000 tournament that have been on the bubble, or the $1,500 tournament.
Jordan, are you here? How do you say your last name so I don't butcher it? Is it Malin?
It's Malin.
Malin.
I have my video settings, and I went to the video, and I have my camera selected, but I don't know if you can see me. I see you can't see me in the corner there.
We got
Start
your
my video.
Just your title, no visual.
Josh, can you turn his video on?
I'm trying.
Blaze Wheaton asked about the Risk On tournament in October. Is that going to be separate? Or are you inviting everyone to compete in the Risk On? We're going to have to...
We had 24 days of downtime. We're going to figure that out.
We'll figure that out, Blaze, for sure. That, I don't know. You guys, people that just want to be tortured play these big tournaments because it's boom or bust. You've played a few, You play and you grind for first day, you bag chips, you go home, get like 6 hours of sleep, you go back for day 2. Sometimes the structure doesn't permit you to be in the money, so you've got to play down another hour or two to get to the bubble, and then the bubble could last 30 minutes to an hour. And some of these people fight like hell. It'll be like a $500 tournament, and a min cash is 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
And the bubble will be like forever. Like nobody wants to surrender. They're just like grinding it out.
Yeah,
like
Josh, I don't want to interrupt your video at all, but if you could assist me here.
Yeah.
I have my camera selected.
We'll get it figured out.
That's a bad beat, dude.
That was
the flush.
That was the
over
worst
the pair of aces
because of the magnitude of the money, it was huge.
But see, that's my
Just
point. You have to call.
Made you a
that.
co-host.
Yes.
You have 2 aces. You got to call.
You have to call.
Well,
you
I
can't
just-
fold.
Well, he was the one who went all in the first place.
Yeah, you can never.
He
fold
didn't have
there.
to go all in with the aces, though.
They're gonna get it in on that board. You want to get it in with aces there. Just get it in. You have aces. You have the nuts. Pre-flop.
Yeah, and the way that board came out with all low cards,
Yeah.
no faces.
And it was like, yeah, it was going in.
I don't win with aces.
That was sick.
Ace 9, I do fine with.
Dude, I love
Hey,
that
there
hat.
we go. What's up, Jordan?
How's it going, guys?
Good,
I
man.
apologize. I had my camera linked to my OBS for when I make my videos, and it must not have been able to register for 2 things at once. I apologize.
Oh,
Why don't
no
you
worries,
walk us
man.
through what you do, what your channels are? Just walk us through who you are.
All right. Well, I am Jordan, and I'm the regular guy. I got a day job, a trade. I went to college for business, got my associates. I'm finishing up my bachelor's slowly but surely, but we're also family planning, so I'm putting that on the back burner for a little bit. And
What's your day job? What's your day job?
Right now I'm an electrician. I'm training to be a certified electrician.
Nice.
I can tell you one thing for sure. They're in demand, man.
Absolutely, nobody wants to work.
That's a big demanding job, and trust me, if we had a good electrician in Vegas, I'd be still stoked. It's not there. It's hard to find people that want to work in those trades, those really important trades, and you can do really well for yourself. Ultimately becoming a contractor and being your own electrician and your own. I mean, this is so hard to find good electricians. Anyways, I apologize for digressing.
That's all right. So one of my passions and one of my gifts, if that God has given me, if you will, is the ability to seek out opportunity in any form. Whether that be, as you mentioned, contractor. I was a contractor for many years while I was doing college. And I've always been able to spot something with value, you know, whether, and it doesn't have to be financial value. It could be any sort of value that you want to quantify in any sort of way. You know what I mean? Whether it be the value of knowledge, the value of just friendship, the value of bonding, community, anything at all. So my whole venture into this stock market, if you will, started, I think, like a lot of people have recently. You know, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I've been in the stock market for years. My first purchase was NAKD at $2.50 when it was ripping. Okay. Talk about Moon Boy Malin. That's what they called me. All right. And that was where it really started for me. And I've taken a beating. Okay. I've since then got out of the position, swing traded it a little bit. And it was right around, I want to say late March that I said, you know what? I started to learn some more through the help of my friends and technical analysis. And I said, this stock's way undervalued. You know, it's like the chicken or the egg. Okay. I don't blame shorts for doing what they were doing because the company was in a spiral prior to January 27th, 28th. And I'm not going to speculate on what caused that, but the company capitalized on that. Okay. And I think they were smart in doing so. And when people compare, there's been several other, content creators or several other analysts who try to compare levels of support and resistance prior to this situation and this transformation that the company is making. And my argument to them is that although they on a technical level may be relevant due to the fact that technicals are rather emotionless and they have merely mathematic calculations of candlesticks, we are fundamentally completely different. We've made personnel changes. Okay. We have a clean balance sheet, or a much better balance sheet, if you will. You know, our market cap compared to the cash on hand, to me right alone, that just seems like we are completely undervalued. The e-commerce industry alone is projected to grow with very impressive numbers, you know, and I've done videos and I've narrowed it down to intimate apparel and swimwear because that is what the Naked brand website now mentions. I believe they do carry other lines and will expand, but I've specifically targeted those industries and the projected growth of those industries through 2025. And it's there. The growth is there. And my argument for why this stock is such a great long position is because the pie, if you will, of e-commerce is going to be so large. You look at some of our competitors. Let's just name Victoria's Secrets, for example, okay? And they're trading at, from $50 to $70 a share. There's no reason, even if we can reach half that, for me, and I'll be very transparent, my average now is around 54 cents or whatever, because I've been able to take advantage of some of the dips, if you will. And, that's really where we stand, you know?
But Naked, though, at this point, though, has about how many shares outstanding? They've issued...
Right now, according to TradingView that I use, I believe it's around 758 million.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right. So obviously at $10, that'd be $7 billion. Is that right?
Yeah.
So every dollar is $700 million. The question is how big. I mean, you never know how big it could become if they get into e-commerce. I see Wish is out there. They got a big market cap.
What if they 5X and it's 250?
Yeah, 250 is 5X, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's
right.
reasonable.
Yeah, I can't, know what they're going to buy or what their plan is to purchase something, big in the e-commerce space they talk about. I think the market cap right now I see the market cap at 513 million. It might be bigger than that.
So 2.5 billion. What if it went to 250? Roughly, that would be.
Yeah.
That's where it would be.
Yeah, 250.
I'm not saying it's going there, obviously.
Right.
I'm just trying to give some kind of, some kind of expectation that, it's not totally off the charts.
Really, effectively, Naked Brands is basically a publicly traded NASDAQ SPAC with a lot of cash that really doesn't probably need shareholder approval to spend that cash like a SPAC does, right? if you think about a SPAC, right, they raise like $100 million, then they need shareholder approval to merge with somebody. But in this case, he doesn't, the Naked Brands doesn't need probably shareholder approval. Well, they would probably need shareholder approval to buy someone that was over 20%, but they have so much cash. It's effectively like a publicly traded SPAC. It's going to go into e-commerce. Would you disagree, Jason?
No, that's a good summation. I was wondering what the market cap is of VSCO. I'm just kind of
What's VSCO?
spitballing here. It's Victoria's Secret.
Isn't
Victoria? Yeah, they separated, and now it's traded separately under ticker symbols, and Bath and Body Works now controls the other
$6 billion.
the other lines that they were.
They have a $6 billion market cap.
VSCO, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Todd, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Do you prefer Todd?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm not speculating that this is going to happen overnight. I see long-term value in this stock. Now it's very hard to time markets. I've in the short time that I've been in this, I've been burned trying to catch a falling knife, and I've been burned not selling when things were at their peak and watching my unrealized gains diminish before my eyes. However, I just truly believe whatever the number is, I mean, you've been very transparent. You took a long position in this. May I ask you why you took a long position in this? In Naked.
We take positions for lots of reasons.
But one would argue it's because you see value in the potential to make money. Am I wrong?
The investor that I know in this space, in this company, is a smart guy. And so we have a position because we think something's going to happen there, right? So we're event-driven. We're event-driven focused investors.
Okay.
We generally, like right now, we're bloated. I mean, portfolio is probably as fat as I am with too many names, right? So how could you have that many event-driven names? But specifically with Naked Brands, listen, they don't have to spend their money, but I would argue they have to do something, right? They have to do something. And generally those kind of transactions can, if it's done correctly, can lead to creation of value. I don't know if I would put it into the same category as a Victoria's Secret, but your argument would be, well, what are they going to acquire that's going to create that kind of value?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so we're there because we think there's an event that's going to take place.
Yeah, VSCO is just too big.
Just like we're in, I could argue that I'm in ALZN, the company I took public and was the founder. We believe that studies are going to be published about the drugs, and they're going to have varying degrees of success or failure, and we're going to believe the success is greater than the failure. And I think you could argue the same with BCTX, which they're
AEZS. They have a COVID pill.
They have a COVID pill.
Similar.
BCTX has a cancer drug for breast cancer, which is doing incredibly well. Mm-hmm. These are all my opinions, of course.
Yeah, right.
And of course, we're long Bitcoin because we think there's going to be an event in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to be $250,000 a coin.
I do too.
So
I mentioned in one of your comments that my buddy is really big into crypto, and that's another area that I started in and got out of due to work restrictions, trying to stay up late trading the Asian sessions and wake up early to defade the London Open. It was just killing me with my day job.
Let me give you my scenario on Bitcoin. It's really actually, my scenario on crypto is really simple. And my scenario is the Amazon scenario. So I've been around a long time. Now, relative to you, I can't tell how old you are, and maybe you've been around the same amount of time, but you just said you were not in the market at that time. But maybe, I don't know how old you are, but
35.
How old are you?
35.
Okay, so I'm definitely older than you.
Yeah.
I was around during the .com era where everybody, now we'll equate this to, hey, we all have an altcoin. Oh, we're all on the internet. We eyeballs, blah, 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 selling jeans, blah, 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 right? Everyone and their mother, all you had to do back then was announce that you had a new .com that you bought from Network Solutions. And I think back then they were like $50 to buy it or $100 to buy. Blue denim place. I remember this was like, I remember it was Books A Million launched a bookstore. Mm-hmm. Stock went from 2 to 30 or something.
Remember
right?
that.
And my point to you is that all you had to do was announce that you were .com and you went up.
Oh, absolutely.
So I just think you go along with Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the Amazon of what was retailers online, right? So all those other things got wiped off the planet.
Yep.
Pets.com, they got annihilated, and the survivor was the biggest. And the one with was the loudest, and everyone adopted, and that was Bitcoin.
Yep.
And I don't think you can undo that. This isn't a scenario. By the way, Yahoo was given a chance to buy Google for $1 million. The search engine didn't do it, and then Yahoo got crushed. I don't know if there's another crypto that crushes. And here's the reason why I have a problem with this. I know the thesis, right? But the problem is by the time the other one shows up, they're going to be so regulated that it's not going to be as simple as it was for Bitcoin. Bitcoin got early, first adopter. The only thing else to that, I think it's just going to be Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now, because of the contracts, right? These what do you call the contracts?
Ethereum, you're talking about smart contracts.
Smart contracts, right?
Yes.
You got to buy Ether, stuff like this. So I'm just not a believer that Bitcoin's not going to be the winner. There may be someone else. Maybe there's a Google in the works that's going to be amazing.
I agree with you.
But I'm a believer that Bitcoin is Amazon. Are you right? Because remember, AOL went a different route. They didn't open themselves up like the other. They people think that AOL was the internet. No, they were an environment. They were a metaverse. You were in the AOL ecosphere, and you had to go out to the web. Being on AOL was. I mean, you got mail in AOL. It wasn't it wasn't Netscape, right? And the real killer there was Netscape was killing. But the difference is that you weren't decentralizing currency. You weren't eviscerating country currency, right? You weren't pissing off people like the Chinese who want to control their citizens.
Right.
But by the way, the funny part about Bitcoin is if you're against Bitcoin, you're with the Chinese. So the Americans have to be with Bitcoin now. So the Chinese don't even realize that the more that they're not with crypto, the more we are with crypto. And look at the Michigan place we have is getting all these inquiries from Chinese companies wanting to move their stuff from China to here, right?
Yep.
Where's the other place? Uzbekistan or something?
Kazakhstan.
Hey, Jordan, do you cover anything else? Anything else you want to talk about?
Just really, I wanted to make the markets, because for me they were intimidating at first, but exciting, and I saw the potential. Right now, I am currently covering pretty much NAKD because I believe the Naked Army, and I know you've mentioned it, we're strong, we're long, and I believe we're unstoppable. And I think there are a lot of things to go. The one thing I want my channel to evolve into is more of a swing trading strategy channel, and I wanted to be able to relate. I want people to be able to relate to me. A guy that wakes up early in the morning, goes to work, comes home. Now, if you're on a time zone where you can actually capitalize on the market open and do it in day trade, that's fine. That doesn't work for me. I'm in New York. You understand that? So it's swing trading right now is the only thing that really fits my lifestyle and my schedule, not to mention family life balance and all of those things too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want my channel to evolve to. But I'm really, really, really just strongly convicted towards naked right now. Me and you have a couple other convicted positions. I'm long AMC, you're short, but I understand this market's about making money. It doesn't care it doesn't care if you make it, if I make it, if you lose it, or if I lose it. Okay. That's the beautiful thing about the market, and almost one of the sinister things about the market itself is that it's just this large pool of liquidity, and some of us can make it in the business and some of us can't, and I'm just genuinely passionate about helping people take their future into their own hands. For me right now, it's creating supplemental income. My YouTube channel hopefully eventually will create passive income along with my main job. And I just wanted to just help educate people, but I definitely believe naked, not only long-term value-wise, I do believe there is, let's just put it this way, because I want to be very careful on your show. I believe there is potential for a sharp price increase, if you will, due to some other factors. And that's it. And just like, just like you guys were mentioning, I mean, if it goes to $2.50, is that not a great return on your investment or what?
It's home run.
500% sounds good to
Home
me.
run.
Sure.
Exactly. You know, and in January 27th through the 28th, in those 2-day period, we rose 889%, I believe. And that was with restrictions of only being able to sell and not buy.
Yeah.
So there is that angle to this play. Let's not forget. However, I don't want to, I don't want to corrupt your show with anything of that, and I don't want to venture into uncharted territories or dangerous territories for you. So out of respect for you, sir, I will keep that out of it. But there's the element of that for retail investors that are hoping for that, and I think it's a very real element that something like that may happen.
Couple things, two things, and then I'll let then if you have anything else, Todd. Jordan, you are a member of the Naked Army on Telegram, is that right? Or
absolutely, the Naked Army long-term Telegram. Correct.
Okay, I've noticed that that's actually grown pretty strong. 5,500 members.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
let's
give out his code here. Ripon RIPN, the letter N DIP. Traders, which is on I think that's your Instagram, and then your YouTube channel is Ripon Dip Traders.
Yeah.
RIP space N DIP Traders. That's on YouTube, and we'll post those links up for him. Jordan, we appreciate you being on the show today. This is something we want to do on a regular basis and feature people out there. We appreciate you doing this, Jordan. Let's stay in touch. Let's stay friends. And by the way, just because I'm short AMC doesn't mean you can't be long and make money before I'm right on being short. I'm a perma short on AMC. I think it's going to go like into the 10s and 5s, and I'll cover down there. So believe it or not, ran to 70. I was still short. I'm still short now.
Yeah.
And it's such a small position relative to our portfolio size that honestly, I almost shouldn't mention it because I think we're short like 1,500 shares.
It's kind of like a troll.
It's a troll.
Yeah.
I'm just trolling a couple
really
people.
is.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
I hope. Listen,
exactly.
if it goes to $100 and you make money, it won't have an effect on my life, and so I'm not in any way bashing AMC at all. I am.
And if it somehow goes to zero, I follow the rule. I don't put anything in that I can't afford to lose.
And one thing to keep in mind: the AMC CEO and chairman is a smart guy. I disagree with when the thing ran to 70 that he didn't raise money. I fully disagree with his position. Our ability to raise money at DPW has allowed us to do what we're going to do and allowed us to become profitable, allowed us to do things that were in our plan. For him not to take advantage of the market like that is foolish, because as soon as he didn't take advantage of the money, the stock traded down because people know, wait, these guys got a lot of debt. I think that the meme traders, people like that, are saying, hey, we're just not going to let Wall Street crush these names. We believe in some of these long-term things. We want to see them survive. And there's an activism part. In one regard, Wall Street Bets is an activist hedge fund that's decentralized.
Sure.
With a lot of different players in the space.
And they're just begging for options because there's going to be a war with Robinhood, HOOD. I promise you that.
Well, there are options out there now.
Oh,
they came out right away. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a war there now with Robinhood. But Jordan, we appreciate your time. We'll catch up with you later, my friend. Be well, okay?
All right, you too. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for calling in. We appreciate your time. Hey,
thank you.
Joe, before we go, I want to catch up with Randy real quick. Anything on your mind?
I don't got anything for today that I can't say tomorrow.
All right, buddy. We'll catch up with you. Hey, we just had Ripon, what is it?
Ripon Dip.
Ripon Dip?
Yeah.
Ripon Dip Trader. You can check out his YouTube channel. We'll put it up in the post down below. And Randy's going to join us real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Nice.
Anything you want to cover?
There are options. I didn't even know that.
They came out really quickly.
Yeah.
Because the stock was
I told you I was
trading
just staying away from it altogether.
You actually told me I want nothing to do with Robinhood.
Yep.
Boom! Headshot! You are fake news.
You actually told me I want nothing to do with Robinhood. Don't even bring it up to me. I want nothing to do with it.
That was true.
And that's literally what you said.
Yeah.
Right.
Randy.
Wow.
Wow. So Ripon Dip got us like a 25 viewer bump there. Nice. Very nice. Good to see his take on NAKD. Cool. What's up, Randy?
What's up, guys?
Randy Kepper, the Mexican food eater last night.
Yes.
Did you like that place?
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite ever. I mean, I've got my favorites.
Oh, come on, dude. You and I we got great Mexican places we go to.
Dude,
not to mention my wife is guacamole is the best in the whole world.
Yeah.
So.
You ordered so many freaking appetizers, dude. I could barely eat my dinner.
Oh, give me a break. I ordered one appetizer. Come on, big pansy ass.
No, I appreciate it. It was awesome.
Hey, we're going to wrap this up, but, listen, what's been going on in my favorite sport, F1? What's been going on in Indy? Can you catch us up where we are? What's happening? What's happened with Pato Ward?
Yeah, I'm going to let you know. First of all, I got to mention somebody who did something very nice for us, Nikki Burrell, who's a cousin of Sansare's. She made us these awesome cups, and I think you guys got one too. It's got my name on it.
I'm going to start having on my show. Yeah, Randy, nice.
Yeah, I got one.
Hey, I think we're going to order. I told Sansare to order from her because I think that's her business.
Yeah, I don't even want to drink out of it. It's so nice. But thank you, Nikki. Shout out to Nikki for that.
For sure.
Anyways, you're mentioning about Formula One. It started, when we went off the air a couple weeks ago, there was some chaos in Silverstone, England. Hamilton ran Verstappen off the track in the first lap of the race in the fastest corner on the track, and could have gotten him killed, really. And then he was just so arrogant about it afterwards. I mean, he basically hit him in the rear, put him out of the race. Red Bull's really pissed. And then 2 weeks later in Hungary, last week, Bozo the Botas, he took out both Red Bulls and a McLaren. So that's 2 races in a row now.
Bozo the Botas.
Yeah, that's 2 races in a row now that Verstappen's been taken out. So he's not too happy about that. He went from a 38-point championship lead to now being -8 to Hamilton because of all this.
Who's in the championship lead?
Hamilton. Yeah.
Well, that's a quick turn.
Because
hey, I saw a video where Max kind of defended Hamilton. Said I didn't call him a dirty driver.
I didn't hear that. He was pissed. It was dirty driving. It's just like on the freeway. When you rear-end somebody, the person who rear-ended the car is at fault, and that's what he did here. He hit him in the rear. I mean, there's no excuse. Hamilton was desperate, and he got away with it. They gave him a penalty, but he came back from the penalty and ended up winning the race anyway. So that was a joke. And then, so Hamilton got away with something there. Mercedes is leading the championship, but I think Verstappen's pissed. He's going to come back, hopefully. So I can't take any more of this. Anyways, in the IndyCar race was chaos yesterday in Nashville. If you saw any of that?
I didn't see it.
Marcus Ericsson ran into the back of Sebastian Bourdais in the 5th lap of the race or something like that, launched his car in the air. Car's all tweaked, and ended up coming back to win the race afterwards because there were so many crashes. There was, I believe, 9 caution flags and 2 red flags. Jeez. Colton Herta was coming at the end to try to win the race. He'd been fastest all weekend. He's closing on Ericsson, then he crashed, wasted his car, and then ended up going out. So, it was just chaos there. Really nice track, though. It's a beautiful setting there in Nashville. A nice track. I'm glad they go there. And great addition to the calendar, for sure.
Let's go to, do you mind pulling up this video? I'm going to put it up. Can you pull up the audio? And let's see what he has to say. Hold on. When you're ready to go. Are you ready?
No, I'll just make sure I'm squeaky clean moving forwards. Don't give him an excuse for anything.
It's a bit harsh. I mean, if you cause a crash, it's different, right? But I think the penalty Lewis got was already painful enough. I don't know how many points you got, but like two points? 2 points. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit harsh that he's up to 10 points, isn't it?
So here's where he defends him right here. Watch.
Thanks, Max. We'll go next, please, to Martin Samuel, Daily Mail.
Hi, Max. Can you hear me? There were a lot of words bandied about after the incident at Silverstone. Do your team still believe that when you compete against Lewis Hamilton, that he drives dirty?
That's the first time I heard it like that. No, I think he just misjudged the moment in that corner. And the rest, I won't comment on. We just have to focus ahead and try to have a good weekend here.
So it wasn't a pattern of behaviour, is what I mean?
I don't know. You have to ask him. I cannot answer these things for him.
He did defend him.
Not really.
I know. I thought of the same thing.
He said he
I thought the
misjudged
same
it,
thing.
but-
Like, did he really defend him? I got that right. Okay,
Yeah.
I got that. But the
Yeah.
reality is, he did say that he just misjudged the corner. He had a
Yeah.
chance to say he was a dirty driver. He didn't
Yeah.
do it. You're not the only one that watches Formula One. Okay,
Yeah.
don't think you have a corner on the market. You're smarter than me. There's no question you've been watching it longer, and you're much more knowledgeable than me. But he defended him, didn't he?
I don't see it as defending. He's just trying to answer the question. Really, saying he misjudged it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
What else is going on?
Well, I don't know if you saw any of the Olympics. I missed most of it. I didn't see much, but there was a couple. This girl, Elaine Thompson, who runs for Jamaica in the 100 and 200 meter dash, she broke the Olympic record in both those events held by Florence Griffith Joyner previously from 1988. So
wow,
that was pretty incredible. That's about all I saw. I didn't see too much of it, but I don't know if you heard about did you hear about the beds that that were in the Olympic Village were made out of cardboard? So they were made out of cardboard, and some of the athletes were complaining, yeah, you're just doing that because you don't want they didn't want the athletes having sex in the Olympic Village. They're trying to stop all that from happening. But then there was a guy from Ireland, and I don't know what sport he competed in. He goes, let me see. And he was jumping up and down on the thing going, no, these things are plenty sturdy. It can take the weight. So he was trying to say that it was all BS, that's not the reason. I guess it was a cost-saving measure. To have
How do you make a bed out of cardboard?
I don't know. It was bizarre. They showed it on. If you look on YouTube, but you can see it. It was really weird, man. I mean, they had mattresses, but the whole frame thing was made out of like cardboard. Like,
how would that turn out for you?
All I know is I got a new license plate. Risk on. Risk on is my license plate. Hey, this is Todd Ault. Jason, you got anything you want to wrap up?
Hey, just glad to be back for Risk On.
Hey, I'm glad that we're back. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I know it's a long show. Randy, thank you. Skyla, Joe for hanging out. Brett for coming back and not dying. Special shout out to my friend Eric. Thank you for getting out of the hospital. All the people that got COVID here. We're so happy that you're healthy. We're going to see you tomorrow. We're so happy to be back. We got to catch up on a lot of things. Please make sure you consult your financial advisor. This is a show for entertainment purposes. We're not telling you to buy anything we own. We're just telling you what we're doing. Please check it out. Be well. See you tomorrow. Get vaccinated. That was for you, by the way.